Not coming through right now.
Let me stop.
Hey, now we're coming through.
Let's go.
Well, what was it? Was it
Now
audio?
you can go. Yeah, it wasn't working.
Hey!
Can you hear us
Weird.
now?
Yeah.
I was thinking, welcome back to Iron Valor, the Wild Beyond the Witchlight, kind of, because we ended the campaign last Wednesday. This is our little retrospective get-together, chat, Q&A, hang out, show each other love and affection for the very last time, as we are all never seeing each other again. No, we are still all apart. Never mind. This is also a time when if you guys, our beautiful blood gods, have questions or anything, or comments or concerns or anything that you want to share with us, now is a great time to do that. I'll get into exactly what's going down this evening in a hot sec, but I do have to share the love that we all have in our hearts for each other and for you also with our partners and sponsors. So, without further ado, I want to give a shout out to Nine Realms Gaming. You guys should all be very familiar with Nine Realms Gaming. They create top-notch gaming accessories from the finest woods this realm has to offer. If you visit www.ninerealmsgaming.com and use our exclusive partner code LYRE10, that's LYRE10, you can get 10% off at ninerealmsgaming.com. I also want to give a shout out to Mythroll Armory. They create unique TTRPG items for everyone to enjoy on their adventures. You can grab their 1020 and their D&D graphic tees on their website now at mythrollarmory.com. They just closed up a Kickstarter that's very exciting. They were doing some new diet. I think that their goal was around 7,000, and last time I checked, they were at nearly 80,000. So they're killing it. They're doing great, but I know now they're going into 2 weeks of pre-orders on those same die that were so successful. So definitely go to mythrollarmory.com and check out their pre-order. Beautiful dice. They do fantastic work. Cannot recommend them enough. Oh, and also come back on Monday night. We'll be doing a giveaway from Mythroll on Monday night for Fate's End, right? Yes, Danny says yes. I always check with Danny because Danny always knows what goes on, and I very rarely do. But come back Monday night for our homebrew Dungeons & Dragons game Fate's End and see if you can get your hands on giveaway items. Also want to shout out Tabletop Audio at tabletopaudio.com for the ambiance and the music that we use from time to time. All the audio is amazing and completely free to use in your own games, but please consider supporting Tim on Patreon so he can continue to make amazing sound sets. We at Ink and Lyre currently support him, and we encourage you to do so as well. We'll put a link to his website in chat. And then otherwise, if you watched through our whole show, which if you're here, you probably caught at least a couple episodes of Iron Valor, Wild Beyond the Witchlight. If you didn't, welcome. This is a confusing time for you, but we're very glad to have you here with us. Thank you so much for joining us. But if you watched any of the episodes of the campaign, then you would have seen our beautiful maps and everything. Those were created on Tailspire, which is the virtual tabletop that we use for Iron Valor. Definitely check that out if you are looking for a virtual tabletop for your TTRPG sessions. Otherwise, I think the only other thing I have to shout out is us. My name is Deanna. I was the GM, the DM, the tail weaver, the ringmaster, the whatever you want to call me for the campaign. And I have here with me Max, James, oh, Raina's gone. Max, James, Zach, Danny, Dylan, and Raina, who disappeared. She'll be back, I believe. In my heart of hearts, I believe that Raina will be back. Sometimes her laptop has a bad time. That's all that I have to scream and shout and yell about in an official capacity. But I'll be keeping an eye on the chat. Oh, hi, Cass! We're going to be hanging out here in the chat, talking a little bit. Ooh, Dylan. We look insane.
Yeah. I'm trying to fix it right now.
Okay. Cool. Well, we're going to chill for a second. I'm going to talk a little bit about how this evening is going to go down, and you can listen to it like a podcast. Pay no attention to the boxes. So essentially, first thing we're going to do is we're just going to be chatting, talking to each other. I've got a couple of questions to ask my players. If you guys have questions for the whole party, now is a great time to do it. Woo! Thank you, Dylan. And I think some point tonight we're going to do timestamps. Do you want to, like, where it's just during the course of the campaign, maybe Max wants to introduce this, but we have timestamps of things that went down, how we wrote our notes during the campaign, and Max is going to be walking us through some of those. Is that a good way to talk about it?
Sure. I mean, that's pretty accurate. So we made timestamps originally with the intent of using them to like help us make what were they? Recaps. But they kind of just evolved into a lot of good memes. So we're gonna break those down. If you've never watched our after shows, go through those every after show. They're really funny. And I spend a lot of time fixing and making those and making them okay to put on YouTube, Deanna.
That's not always me.
No.
That's not always me. I've seen the ones that you write on that list, Max. That's not
I don't
me.
read those. Okay. But anyway.
Do we want to start with that or do we want to start with questions? I'm down either way.
Ooh, that's a good idea. I think, well, I did want Raina here to help with some of the timestamps because she wrote many of them and she would add her signature charm to most of them. I think we should start with questions.
Okay. So kind of my thing is we're going to start with general questions for everybody. So if anybody has any party-wide questions, we'll do that. And then I also have character-specific questions. I'm going to hot seat you guys. I've got some questions. If anybody else in the party or in the chat has questions for you guys specifically, that is the moment to do it. And I also have, again, for people who watch Fate's End, at the end of every arc, Lauren, our DM there, will do alignment assignments and read us for filth, essentially, and tell us why we're bad people. And I'm going to be doing that for my beloved players. I asked their consent. And at least one person said yes, so I'm doing it.
I want to do it.
Hi, ASB. ASB has a question already coming in hot.
All right. Who survived and who didn't? Everybody lived. Does everyone feel like they survived emotionally and physically?
I feel like Bo lived. You know, he was surviving before, but now he lived.
That's true of anybody working in the service industry. Lotus definitely did both. I mean, he's living. He was in survival mode. I have to say, it was pretty rough not having your brother around, not having your mom around. But he got some closure on all that stuff, and now he's gonna train his brother to be even stronger than he is. That'd be cool.
Vincent's gonna do the same with his brother, but he grew a lot over this whole campaign.
Y'all whack,
Not-
bro. I'm about to
not
party with my
physically.
brother.
He did not physically grow.
Aww.
You aren't gonna train your brother?
Yeah, I'm gonna train him how to fucking
To
chug a
let
beer.
loose? Yo.
The only shots we do now are alcohol.
That's right.
Yeah. The only things we crush are cans of beer.
Who actually went unconscious? I know I did during Nora's memory fight.
Nora did.
Nora did. Okay, yeah.
Nora went unconscious quite a bit.
I stayed
Um,
unconscious.
Fine.
I stayed conscious the whole time, I believe.
I don't know if I ever went down.
Oh my gosh,
don't
Dylan, you
think I
almost
did.
died from the water. Do you remember the beginning?
Oh shit, I did get waterboarded.
Oh yeah, you go.
Oh,
I did.
I-
I did have some invisible ass elemental just dragging my ass through the water, choking me out.
Oh, that was fun.
No,
I
it was
remember
really
that.
the way your party saved you is my favorite part. That's a memory that I remember very fondly. Is an early Alistair moment of being dragged face first through the water by a hook in his back, little gesture hat pathetically jingling all the way across the water.
Like, get him in here. Get him in.
Yeah. But that transitions pretty well to my first question, which is kind of, it's multi-leveled. So I'm going to ask you guys to answer, each of you, what your favorite moment of the campaign is. And you can give this 2 answers if you want, like an answer for what your favorite moment that you got to be a part of. Like I thought I was super fucking cool when I did this, or I like this a lot. And then also just your favorite moment in general that maybe somebody else was a part of or something like that. I've already put my stake in Alistair going face first through the water, which did me very happy.
That was a classic moment. That was a good
Happy.
callback.
I was dying.
It was delightful.
That was the best
Holy.
part. Oh, that's a tough question, actually. I really should have.
Oh, wait, I
prepared
missed
for
the
this.
question. I was responding to chat.
Your favorite
part.
moment, whether it could be, you could give 2, a favorite moment that you had and a favorite moment in general, or you can just give 1 if you are your own favorite moment.
I think my favorite moment was getting in that ring with all those fairies and beating their asses.
Pretty good moment.
That was a pretty good one. I enjoyed that one.
Because it was all athletics checks.
Yeah, and I had like a -1 to it, and I was like, I'm about to get my ass beat by some fairies, bro. And then like I got in there, I was like, wait a minute, I might win this shit.
They're small.
I'll help your friend.
Or the first time I decided to put a mood ring on Alexander
That
after I made him
was-
my son. That was a
That
good
was
moment
cute.
too.
Oh, I think I have to. I have a favorite moment, but it wasn't a good moment. My favorite moment was when my plan to drop a tactical whale completely failed. I instead attacked my party for the rest of the fight.
The entire fight.
Just
Does
a
the
minute.
chat know about the whale plan?
I don't think
think
I
they did.
really.
I don't think so.
We
I don't
talked
think
about it in
so.
the after show, but I don't think we talked about it during. I think my face just kind of fell during. But I had this plan like 2 days ahead of time where I was like, all right, final boss time, guys. I know polymorph now. I'm gonna turn one of you into a sperm whale and drop you from like 200 feet, ideally, onto this witch's head and see how that goes. Unfortunately, like after all this planning and calculation, I was like, okay, Vincent would be the best choice to do this. How are we gonna get him up there? Turn 1, I was controlled by the witch for a full minute. And then almost
Alas,
killed Nora.
As a T-Rex, he did not remember the tactical whale plan.
Went right out the window.
Sad day indeed.
I definitely I wish that plane had got off, but it was also my favorite moment being like, oh this is about to go down.
I don't know how many of us even remember that either, because I was like from like Goblin Market.
Yes.
That you messed up.
It was before the Goblin Market. It was in Hither when I didn't expect you guys to go shopping. And I was like, I don't know. I'm a fairly new DM. This is the first campaign that I've ever DM'd. I've only done one-shots before and only like 2 of them. So I made the rookie DM mistake of putting a market in a location and then not expecting my players to shop there. So they were like, oh, we're going to go shopping. And I was like, fuck. So I, in that moment, was like, what's a good deal to make? Could I have a minute of your time? Which is something Lauren had done recently on Fate's Head, is that had that offer for somebody. And Max had done it, and then I'd spent some time percolating about what could that mean? It's like, okay, I know what it means. I got it. And I put
Like, what's
it
the worst
into-
thing this could mean?
I put it into a message like a week or something before that battle, going like, here are things that you need to remember. Lotus, I do have a minute of your time was like 1 in the bullet list, and nobody noticed it. Nobody
we
noticed.
I mean, I saw it, but I was like, shit, what can I do about that? I didn't expect it to be
I
that.
saw the bullet list and I thought you like needed a meeting with Max. Like you're like, I need a minute,
need a
of,
minute
your
of
time.
your time.
Like let me talk to you real quick. I was like,
Oh.
that's what I was like. I was like, oh, okay.
Bullet point was a private meeting.
Yeah, it was like I need to talk to you real quick before this starts. I was like, okay, cool. Was
That
not.
does not concern me.
I would not have been
We do have,
prepared for that.
we do have a question from ASB though. Which,
Yeah, no, this is great.
What was your favorite
let's-
areas in the campaign?
Let's finish
Ooh.
out the favorite moments
Oh,
because
that's
I
true.
feel like then
Facts.
Right.
Yeah, and then we'll do ASBs next because I love that
Yes, yes, yes.
question.
that's a good one.
I think mine was getting yeeted off a balcony.
That was your favorite moment?
That was pretty good.
That was fun.
She also cut it there too. Yeah, you did off the thing, and she's like, "All right, we'll see you guys next time." And I was
Yeah.
I was like,
Like, wait a second.
Didn't even get to hit the ground yet.
And then another one was like always the weird situations that we encountered trying to get Bo onto different items.
Yeah.
Like, well,
It
boat.
didn't strike me how
here's a
terrible
zip line.
it is. Not terrible. How bad. How much you have to struggle being a centaur.
Right,
Like
this
climbing all the
snail.
ladders in the first area.
We're
That-
raising
that-
awareness is what we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first area we went to hither with all the and getting across all the ladders and be like, I'll find a different way than you guys, you know.
They were like, okay, so there's two ways we could go. We could take a boat or we could ride this gigantic zip line. And we are like, maybe the
find a
boat.
boat real fast.
Zach, did you want to go next?
Yes. I think my favorite moment was that the
The
play
mill.
not the play we did. No, yeah, the play. The play we
Which
did,
one?
the second one for Nora.
Let's go.
That's a good one.
Where we
That's good.
bullshitted it, you know, off the
The
cuff. It was
entire-
great.
The entire thing.
There was like a war between two factions, then two lesbians made it. ended the
So,
war.
like made out in the middle of the war. and
No, it was
came
because
back.
like in the middle of the performance, you were like, "What's she the goddess of?" I'm like, "Lesbianism," and you were like, "Got it, okay."
Got it.
Got it.
That was great. That was excellent. I mean, I loved any moment where we took the absolute most insane route to do anything.
Every time.
Yes. I think my favorite insane thing we've done being open heart surgery in
I'm
a
glad
tavern.
you remember that. I'm surprised we pulled that off.
Like, oh, we have to give this man his heart back. Let's open him up. What? I said we open him up.
I'm gonna do this the practical way. Okay, all right.
Get the scalpel.
Is anybody even proficient in medicine? Doesn't matter.
No.
Doesn't matter.
I'm proficient in knife.
I think
We have a
I
+1 short sword. This will work. I got this.
I did. I cut him up. What did I use to
Yes.
roll for that?
I think I did have you use medicine, but this was
Really?
one of those. This was definitely a situation I made where my big learning experience in this campaign was letting you guys do what you wanted was always going to be the fun choice. So this was something I was like, okay, so they don't know how to get his heart in. Whatever they decide to do is going to work, but we'll see how catastrophically it happens.
You know what? Medicine is wisdom based, so I guess I was qualified for that.
Yeah,
There we go.
kind of know what a heart is, and I believe you that you rolled really well as well.
I'm always
Yeah.
ramping.
Yeah.
I had guidance going. It was okay.
Think
Although Palasha might have wished that he did die toward the end.
might have done her a favor. I think one of my favorite moments was definitely the play with Alistair and Bo. That was so sweet. I really like when Vincent and Snood took advantage of an old blind guy and when like just ransacked his place and went into the miniature Disneyland just hiding in his place. I thought that was fun. I think little moments. I think my favorite thing overall was just being able to be as disgusting as possible. Like just putting everything like duck poop jawbreakers in my mouth, and it was just
The
fun.
leg hair.
And hey, yeah, just it was
Making
just
a
fun.
bow out of it.
Yeah, stealing stuff from old ladies. Like it just was a great time.
Didn't one of y'all
You
hide
played
in
your
the
characters
fridge?
very
too?
true.
Yeah.
Harassing people for burgers, like just
You
did-
We tried
Oh,
to
you
hide
stole
in
an
the
orphan's
fridge.
cookies?
I did, yeah, from the old lady.
Yeah.
Stole from Charity.
It was fun. Just like everything, just being completely horrible, but also making a unicorn cry. That was fun too.
Oh yeah, we fought with their tears. Oh, that was great.
That might have been my other favorite part when Bo got up and was trying to like, what are you doing? So it's like, he's being mean to me.
I'm so excited for Studgak's alignment assignment.
Into a unicorn.
I think we're all pure
Are
apart.
there any mysteries about what Snoot is?
Chaotic.
I was gonna actually list that moment where Snudgak. I have 2 moments, or I have 3 moments, I guess, because I was thinking a lot about Snudgak. Like, I'm just having a really difficult time right now. To the unicorn
yeah.
to get her to cry really, really got to me. But I think my 2 favorite moments of the campaign are both. The first one was when you guys decided to make a deal with Bavlorna, because I knew that she was going to offer a deal. And I was like, yeah, but they're going to kill her, obviously. And I was like, oh no, they're making a deal. Okay, let me think a lot on what this means. And that was really, really fun. I really, really enjoyed that. And then my other one has to go to Alistair, because I just really enjoyed watching you, Dylan, when I said, are you going to get rid of those strings and lose all your warlock levels before the final boss battle? And I know you pretty well, Dylan, so watching that was really fun. I was so proud and happy and excited when you said, yeah, I'm gonna cut those strings. I'm like, yeah. It was fantastic.
Because I came in this campaign, I was like, I want to play a Sorlock, because Sorlocks are fun and overpowered and stuff. And then like I got to the last fight, I was like, oh yeah, let's get it. I got the most levels we're gonna have. And she's like, get rid of it. And I was like, what? I was like, what?
Get rid of it or you kill your party. Oh.
You can't fight your patron with your warlock power. I mean, you can, but
Dylan's
she
like, I could try.
I can try.
She was like, I'm gonna cancel your subscription.
Yeah, effectively. She's just gonna distant turn off your Tesla, essentially. Did everybody answer that question? Should we go on to ASBs?
I have a question though, real quick. Had Dylan not cut his strings, would he be going in there and then she could just control him and then put him against us?
He effectively would have been fighting against you guys. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
The 2 party members and all
Yeah.
the enemies.
I probably would have done something else with your minute if it was because that's a lot.
No, Deanna, you gotta kill us.
You
That's the
gotta
thing.
do it.
You gotta die.
Daniel would have done it.
Daniel would have done it
Carry
in
on
a
his
heartbeat.
legacy.
Daniel
He's
would
a
have been on like,
finale.
he would have been like, you should keep your warlock levels. And like in my DMs, he would have been like, just don't take the deal. I'm gonna offer it, just don't do it. Just don't do it. Just, here's why you shouldn't.
But we would have your children fight against you and then
No.
Oh my god, I would have to kill all my children.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Either that or your children would have
Cradle
sided
Dark
with
ending.
Jeffrey with a G would have come up with those little hands and be like, Father. Would have Eldritch
would have
Blast.
tried to slap you. It's like that Pikachu moment, like in the first movie where Pikachu
No.
was crying and slapping Ash. Or no, the other Pikachu.
Yeah.
What a dark ending.
That would have been a dark ending.
Everybody just
Jeez.
dies.
I was also, Jake cautioned me against this, but I was so for, I wanted to give you guys the opportunity, if you wanted to control the orrery, that you could. So on your, I think you did an Arcana check on the orrery, and I was like, well, not right now, but you feel like if you spend a long time here, you could be the master of the orrery. And you were just like, okay.
I
have
actually
it.
thought about it with my wish. When I was making the
Oh,
wish,
really?
yeah, I was thinking about my wish being the new master of the orrery to direct a more like positive future for everybody.
Oh, that's cute.
That's true.
Look at Alistair's growth.
I did.
I don't know. We didn't pick that. So.
I did. I was like, give me my children.
Children.
Still
You just
growth,
imagine
just in a fatherly direction.
Yeah.
Alistair in the orrery, just like, I hope my brother really learns how to slam a shot.
Yeah. I hope he can shotgun a beer without breaking the whole can.
Aw.
What a good ending.
I'm thinking about where the orrery ended up. I know the campaign is over, but
We
Were we,
didn't
like-
blow it up yet.
Didn't we break it though?
you cut the strings. The orrery still exists.
Right.
We
Nobody's
should probably
connected
fix
to
that.
it anymore.
It can be restringed.
Restrung.
Didn't we like tangle it all up in there too? Doesn't that Bo's thing? You want to like tangle the strings?
I wanted to, but that's not what ended up happening.
You cut the strings, didn't you?
Yeah, they were
all
just
the strings
cut.
are cut. They're not connected to anybody anymore. I'm just, only Beth, Lorna, and Sibilna have access to it now, so I'm sure it'll go great. Sure. No,
If
it's all
they
good.
cause problems, some of us stayed in the Feywilds, right? So we can, deal with that.
I live there.
Yeah,
I didn't even know it.
I know both stayed
You
there.
grew up there. You can live wherever you like.
Bev Lorna got a new she had a character development also, man.
I know.
She's like, I ain't no evil witch no more. I kind of like my sister.
But don't tell
She's
her.
definitely not good aligned yet. She did definitely eat. I was remembering back to the first dungeon you guys went through. Was going through her house. And for sure, she had a full satyr in there that she was going to eat the legs off of. She's not a good guy, even now, but she's not. There's still a path for redemption, and you guys chose to guide her down that path, and I think that's wonderful. But that doesn't mean that she's good yet.
I mean, Satyr's probably pretty good, so.
Do we make it to neutral evil?
I think she's more neutral evil than chaotic evil now. Yeah.
Same, brother.
All right. I'm going to ask ASB 95's question. They ask, what was your favorite areas in the campaign? Did some of y'all like the actual carnival grounds or other areas they enjoyed exploring the most? Did anyone have a favorite location?
I talked about it before, but the hither where we had to do the boat, it's that's where it really stuck out. Oh, being a centaur is a little bit difficult, man. I can't climb anything. It sucks.
I think it was also just the entire first area, which was, I think, hither, yeah. The Bev Lorna area with the swamp and everything. I liked when we got off the boat and we saw the talking heads, and me and Snudgak were like, I'm going to rip it off the pike. And then we just carried around this. Yeah, we just carried around the talking bullywug's head all over the place, just like he was a tour guide, and he was like, I was the 7th king, I'm like, cool. Cool.
Now you're on a stick.
And you tried to replace Clapperclaw's head with it.
I personally loved the carnival grounds. I kind of wish we would have stayed maybe another session to do all the things. I love it. I think I just got really excited because carnival, and also it's the name of the Wild Beyond the Witch. That's the name of the campaign. So I'm we're gonna spend time in the carnival, and it was one session.
In the book itself, you could definitely spend 6 sessions, 6 4-hour sessions just in the carnival. It's huge. Yeah, it's great.
And there's a lot of really cool people in the carnival, especially when we were planning character stuff. So Alistair and I actually lied to all of you about the lost and found.
Oh, yeah.
There's a really
this
cool
placer beast there.
I mean, we didn't say that though. We said if you go there, you never come out. So we made it this scary place. But that's not what it was.
If you get separated, you're just dead.
And then we proceeded to immediately
separate.
leave.
Yeah.
I walked away. I was like, I'm done.
Immediately walked away from everything.
Max was like, I broke in. And I'm
First
out.
session was such a good boot camp for a new DM because you guys entered the carnival and then immediately went, I walk away. I'm like, fuck.
You weren't supposed to do that. You weren't supposed
You're all supposed to stay together.
Everybody was talking like the entryway, and let us okay, I'm a yeah. Just suddenly he's just gone. I was just like, what?
Yeah, it's such a fun place. It's so many prizes, magical items, colorful characters. So I feel like if the audience is starting this game, definitely take your time in the carnival and take a few sessions to just have fun before you have to go into the world.
Before you get robbed by rabbits. Spoilers.
Yeah.
So many
Before you get
Harrington.
fucked by Agden Longstar.
Yeah.
And not in a
He was
fun
so
way.
long.
You're like, oh my god, what a cute little rabbit. And he's like, give me your memories, the happiest ones. And you're like, what? This will hold up. I got my gang and all 13 of my brothers. I'm like, whoa.
I have a question though about the carnival. So in the book, I am just so curious about our campaign compared to the actual module. Does it encourage you to perform in the actual big top extravaganza?
You can. In the module itself, there's actually 2 ways to get a crown that Snudgak ended up getting. If you perform in the carnival, then it's a way to earn a lot of, we'd have to look up what it's actually called, but essentially when you're at the carnival, if you succeed at games or if you're just pleasant and taking part in things and being a cool person, you can, I think they're like called carnival points or something. You can become the monarch of the carnival just by being super sick at the carnival. It expects you to engage in a lot more things. I just made that a prize for the actual performance in the big top because I knew you guys were going to go there because you had people to talk to.
It's interesting how we came to that conclusion, I guess. It just felt so authentic. We're like, of course we're performing. And also we're the Witchlight playwrights. Like,
I'm so happy. This is so mean. Lauren was still struggling like on episode 80 or whatever episode we were on of Fate's End to try to get us to name ourselves. Episode 1, you were, or episode 2, you were like, we're the Witchlight playwrights. Done. We're done. We're complete. We got it. No worries.
It was a good name.
I'm proud of myself for coming up with that.
it
Was that you?
I think it was me.
It was good.
was it Zach? You look like you're like,
Ooh, and it looks like McBluff and ASB have more problems. Problems.
More
question.
problems.
Problems.
They got some math problems for you. Did anyone else have any location thoughts before I jump into their questions?
I enjoyed the traveling tavern.
Oh,
that was
yeah,
pretty
that's
nice.
true.
with the legs. That was so cool.
Yeah.
And you ripped
That
off hair
was
twice, I think.
wild.
Yeah, because Lotus burned
Oh
the
my God.
first one.
Yeah.
In the book itself, that's a random encounter that you might have. And I was like, no, they're going to see this fucking leg tavern.
And then we went fishing off of it with popcorn.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
corn
right.
dogs, I
and
think.
ate the fish
Yeah.
raw.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, aesthetically, I liked Motherhorn a lot. It was so cool looking, and there was a lot to it. As far as like a favorite location, I mean, probably Thither and like the Goblin Marker and all that. That was probably had the most significance for me. I just liked everything there. It wasn't swamp. I hate swamps in video games.
Real fast while we're on the topic of locations, we went into the Motherhorn and we saw like Deanna showed us a picture of the final witch.
Yeah.
And it had like little puppet show inside of her. So we thought that we were inside of her the whole time.
Yeah.
And she was
And
just
then-
giant.
So originally, I had a little Endlin on the map who was just like, a normal sized witch. And they were like, oh my God, we're inside her. Her big hands are going to come in. And I was like, yes.
Is the theater.
That is, your guys' terror is great. And I'm using all of your ideas. Thank you so much. Let me just.
Just steal that real quick.
I remember thinking the ruffles on her skirt were like the curtains, that were gonna like open and everything. But yeah.
That's so
So
cool.
cool.
No, there were multiple times where you guys would say things and I'd be just like, yes, that is exactly what's happening. I'm going to go down that route. That is so cool.
That's how it feels to be a DM.
Did anyone have any favorite parts of the carnival? That's one of the questions.
Snail race.
Yeah, snail race was fun.
Gonna be a little biased, the snail race.
I want my invisible servant to beat this man up.
Yeah, I was like already losing too. I was like, they're like, you're gonna try and win. I'm like, no, I'm just gonna try and beat his ass with a servant. I'm just gonna
We had both lost already.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck.
Were you weren't? I can't. You weren't asleep anymore, were you?
I was asleep.
Oh, you were? I was like, I can't remember if you were still asleep, and then I went to go beat you up with a servant while you were just passed out on this snail.
That's exactly what you did. You was like,
I'm gonna go
I
wake
don't
think
him
the
up.
ruling was
Snail
no, you
over.
can't do that because the spell says you can't. You're like, can you push him? Can I push him off the snail?
Yeah, they gave me like an athletics check, but he had like a -4 to it. like it was so weak.
I really like athletics check. I feel like most DMs don't use enough athletics checks.
He was just-
You guys do them all the time.
I mean, this
But
was
it's
just
also
a
interchangeable with
dex-based
acrobatics.
It's
right?
not interchangeable with acrobatics. There was a time later on when Vincent was like, so I know I need to shove this giant marionette 20 feet to get where I want it. Can I do acrobatics? It's like, you can do a backflip over it, and then you can give me an athletics check.
Vincent and I both were like, can we do acrobatics
Yeah.
instead?
Yeah.
Can I sleight of hand this athletics check?
I want to slam through this brick wall. Can I use a sleight of hand to do that?
I feel like the loosest brick.
Yeah. McBluff's question is, who was your favorite NPC? Who did you guys
There
like
were
hanging
so
out with?
many.
So many.
A lot of children. I didn't realize how many children there were until you
There
were
were a
halfway
lot
through
of
the land of the
children.
past, and I was like, oh god, I gotta come up with another kid voice.
Yeah, I really loved Sneckley. Sneckley was great.
Jingle Jangle. Jingle Jingle was great.
Goblins were fantastic.
Oh, we never got to share our Subaru with Jingle Jangle.
Oh, I'm sure she knows about it. She took it for a
Everybody's
test
gonna
ride
know
and
about
almost
it.
crashed it, probably.
I think I like Cradlefall the most. One, he's one of
Cradlefall
my
was
children
cute.
now. Two, he had some bite to him as he roasted me. Three, he didn't immediately try and murder me, so that was pretty cool too. And we had our moment. I was like, you ain't gotta kill your mother now. He's like, oh, okay. He's like, oh.
I
Don't
know
worry,
I
I'll kill your
liked
mother for you.
I didn't like Bo's dad until like he gave me a fucking moment where it's like, oh, you remember this one instance where your father was actually proud of you for once. Like, Deanna, don't fucking wreck me like that. And then it was just once, then it kind of went away. But I'm like,
Like, it emotionally wrecked you, or it messed with your concept?
both.
Well, it was meant to be the kind of memories where it's like you're so young that you don't really remember them, but they mess with your self, right? Like, I'm sure there's plenty of times when you were 2 that your parents said something and it set you on a course forever, but you don't remember it. This was that kind of memory that magical thing brought back, that for one time you were special to your father and you're never going to get that back.
Oh.
Very painful.
Yikes.
I thought the dad would come through on the strings in the final battle.
I was thinking about it. I wasn't. In the end, I wanted it to be somebody that I knew that you had a positive relationship with, because they were meant to be threats. If you guys went on long enough, he would have come through. But it was going to be Philip or Jake the Ratman, and I had you roll to see which one was coming through.
Great. I think personally, obviously, I'd be a little bit biased to say that Sasha was one of my favorites. But he was just so wholesome and nice the whole time. Also, I really wanted to save him from being degenerates like we were. And then, in addition to that, I think Will of the Feywilds was just so Peter Pan, but like not nearly as sure of himself.
We're 13 forever. You might feel
Clap.
very similarly.
Clapperclaw was pretty sick. The before Sasha.
Clapperclaw is adorable, and we all want to protect him always, and he is so cute.
I called it though. That was
Except
great.
for when you
You
terrorize
did call
him.
it.
I
Either
mean,
that
I
or you
was
said it
like,
and
yeah.
Deanna was like, yes.
Yeah. Or Deanna heard me say it and she's like, I'm taking that.
Yeah, no, that's exactly.
Oh god.
Yeah,
I
you're
put my
right.
headphones out.
Right about that.
No, it was so funny the first session. For those of you who didn't see that, I don't know if this was even out in the after show. I think it was before we started recording the after show, but it was immediately after the session you guys met Clapperclaw. The Dylan was just like, yeah, that's your brother. And just Max's face was, because the only thing that Lotus had said to Clapperclaw that session was, have you seen a little orc boy? And he's like, I don't know. And you're like, turn around.
No, flip him off.
Useless. No, you didn't do that, but it was very much, okay, he doesn't have anything I need. And then watching your face journey after, wait, there's a lost little boy here with no memory.
I mean, it made sense in retrospect. But at first I was like,
He's like, when
an
I thought about it, it actually.
It was like, an adorable NPC. Whatever.
Whatever.
That's not plot relevant.
I think mine is Clapperclaw,
Mm.
Jingle Jangle, and I kind of like Mr. Witch and Mr. Light. I think they're interesting characters, and I think
Oh, yeah.
they were interesting the way you played them together. It was fun.
Mr. Light was definitely up there for me. I didn't get to see him enough though, so I couldn't.
I liked how you played Palasha too. I know I'm naming like 500 of them, but I feel like it was easy to hate her the way you played her. It was fun.
I also like that
I
random
loved
dryad who I
Palasha.
scared too.
Meadowleaf.
Yeah.
You were good. What if we just emotionally terrorize this freedom fighter?
Yeah.
Come around though. She learned we're good. Most of us.
Yeah, I threatened to kill her, but
Acted long.
Burn down her home tree.
He
yeah.
was hot, but we didn't get to learn much about him.
About who?
I said Acton Longscarf was hot, but we didn't really get to know.
He was an interesting NPC, but he was short-lived.
He was short-lived. You guys
Short-lived.
Short-lived, but he was long.
He,
Long though he was.
Short did
Long
he
may he
live
stay.
for?
dude, he didn't even talk though. We walked up to his tree stump and he was like, "You're dead. Gotta kill you." And I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
Who are
It
you?
was hand over Vincent or you're dead. And you guys
And we were-
didn't want to cooperate with some sort of
That's our little
dialogue that
homie.
you're starting.
I think I will add Alexander to my favorite NPC.
Let's go.
Oh yeah.
That's true. That's fair.
I just love.
that. yeah.
Deanna played him very well.
Thank
I've never
you.
seen such an expressive lily pad in
I
my
started
life.
talking about Alexander. She's like,
Speaking of every animal we ever encountered, especially birds. I love the way that Deanna plays birds.
Yeah.
the crows in the cage at Bavlorna's. They're just in the cage, like they're just in the cage, like. I was like, what?
Like, we need you to take a message, boy. Can you do that? And he's like,
And we're just
I knew he
like
was
sitting there
trustworthy.
talking. Deanna's she's still burdened. Like we're just having a party chat, and Deanna's just. I'm like, what? I'm like, what? Shut up.
You can't forget there are birds in the room.
They don't let you forget. Never forget.
Yeah, you guys might have heard the melodious background sounds. This wasn't a part of Tales Fire. This is just in Danny and Zach's house. There is a bird there that you might have heard some special sound effects from.
She's contributing. She's doing her best.
Yeah, no, she's fantastic. She's an honorary member.
She's something.
I think there's a question for me. How do I feel after DMing my first campaign? Would I feel like jumping right back into another campaign soon, or do I need a breather after this? I definitely need a breather. I knew that DMing was a lot of work, but it is, being a player and being a DM are such different levels of time commitment. Like, I show up as a player and like I'm in it and I'm doing it and I feel like, I'm part of the process and it's fantastic. But then being a DM means that you're going to be in your shower at 7 a.m. going like, and then Clapperclaw says, "No, I don't know what to do." Just talking to yourself in your shower. It's on you like all the time, which is fun. I love it a lot, but I need a little breather. I think the next thing I want to try is some Pathfinder 2nd edition. I'm currently learning the rules to that, figuring that out for a home game, and that'll be really fun. But
Thanks.
that's in a hot second. I think I have another group question, and then unless other people in the chat have a question for everybody, I think we're then going to go into timestamps, and then I'm going to hot seat you guys. Is everybody cool with that, or do other people have questions?
I have questions for everyone too, but
Okay, this is a little bit deeper. One of the things I really enjoyed with you guys, this campaign in the book, and then the way that I boiled it down a little bit, gave me a lot of opportunities to ask you questions that I love to ask characters. And there were 2 points in the campaign where I asked you very serious questions about your characters. I asked for your deepest fear before you guys went through the Hall of Illusions. And then I asked for your deepest regret before you guys went through Melanora's trials. I wanted to ask, because some of your fears I absolutely love. Do you guys feel like your characters overcame that fear by the end of the campaign? And are you comfortable saying what it was? Because I can remember Alistair's very clearly because I copy and pasted it into my notes. I loved it so much.
I think I remember mine was something to do with my future at the time, and like dying alone. I think was a big one.
Yeah.
It's
So you
something-
were certain that your future was to die alone and unloved. You feel like you overcame that, Alistair?
Yes, because obviously he cut his strings and took his future back. And then he also now has the love of all three of his children who are now able to speak because he gave them the power to speak. And now they can say they love him every day. And he doesn't even need a zone of truth to know it's true.
Oh my god, that's cute.
That's both cute and sad.
I was thinking about doing that when the zone of truth was up, just pulling all my kids into it and be like, I love you guys. I love you guys. I was like, he's probably at the moment for it. It's fine.
Oh my god.
But
So I guess I can make the question less specific and say, do you think that your character changed a lot from the beginning of the campaign? Like what their fears and hopes and goals were to the end of campaign? Do you feel like that's changed a lot?
Definitely. Like Vincent definitely was more comfortable and more sure of himself by the end of it. Whereas going into it, he was pretty sure he was just going to be a problem for the rest of the party to watch after. Which he ended up being a little bit of a problem for the party to watch after. But by the end of it, he was taking things into his own hands and saving hundreds of people.
I know Bo wanted that job at the Witchlight Carnival. I talked about it a little bit during the campaign. I think it didn't come through very clear, but I want him to really enjoy adventuring, and being like a real bard is so much more than just being a musician, but I don't know, it kind of stuck with the heart's desire and everything. I'm sure there was adventuring, in between, doing his solo career, he went on to save some folks and everything. But yeah, dropping the carnival was like a bigger decision for me, I guess. Oh, I don't want that anymore. Jeez, what do I want now? Fuck.
Bigger than that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, Nora definitely changed for the better. She's like knows who she is now, that she's definitely a lesbian. She feels like an even stronger acolyte of Maid of Methista. And like that was gonna be like if we hadn't done very well with Bevlorna at the end, that was gonna be Nora's wish to find some way to help Bevlorna, even though she didn't like her, because that's what she felt was right to do after all of this. But luckily we're good at persuading people to like not, I was gonna say not be terrible, but we are terrible at that. We are a bad example. But we were good at persuading Bevlorna that time.
So it's like greatest fear and greatest regret, right? Whether we overcame them.
Or if how Lotus walked in if he changed a lot by the end, if you want the question to be broader.
I got you. I mean, he definitely improved as a person. I think he started off just like very single-minded, very much just like, okay, I gotta get my brother, I gotta get out. But that's just, I think, because he was sick of losing people now. 2 times is too much. 1 time was already way too much. But he was really had no self-confidence because everybody that he cared about kept running away from him. But now he's a little bit more sure of himself and a lot happier, definitely, now that he has a bit more of a purpose in life. Got a little bit of closure, but he's gonna go try and find his mom too. He got some more work to do.
But it doesn't consume him entirely anymore.
Yeah, it's not his only driving purpose. He's got stuff to protect again.
Yeah.
Definitely grew as a person. Even if part of that growth was becoming a little bit of goblin.
I think for Snudgak, a lot of their initial like goals and just motivations were very self-absorbed. Like they used to be the leader of a gang, and then that all got kind of like taken away when they were made to work for the carnival. And so a majority of the goals in the beginning were like getting away from Palasha's service and getting back freedom from the carnival. Because I think they went into the carnival when they were like 5 years old, and they're 24 in the actual game. So I've been there a long time. And goblins only live like 60 years old. So they only have about half their life left. But I think by the end of it, they found new purpose. Like they found new friends, but they also found a new gang that they could like lead into the future and teach how to steal and just be more like, I don't know, focused on others, you know? So that's cool. I liked that a lot because they're very greedy, you know? So at least this way they can share their greedy nature with others and teach other people how to be greedy too.
This raises a good point. Like, what happens when you die? So what happens to the kingdom in your pocket?
So I had it in the epilogue to where Snudgak was actually teaching Giza to be the next in line.
Oh,
Blackney is like the kingdom inventor, and Jingle Jangle is
Also there.
there.
just there.
He's the kingdom's key holder. They all have a role.
She gives out the keys to the city
The keeper of the keys.
whenever there's like a superhero rolls in.
That's a good idea. So yes, Jingle Jingle's the one who gives the keys to the lost children and goblins that come to the kingdom, so they never get lost again. See, it's cute.
You guys are all so cute. Okay. Okay. I have hot seat questions for everybody, but I think we wanted to do, unless there are questions in the chat.
So
I have questions.
Oh, we're looking like L'Oreal models. I have my fan on. Everybody.
That's so nice, ASB. Thank you.
But I think we were gonna do timestamps before we go into hot seat questions. Is everybody down for that?
Sure.
Ready?
did Danny want to ask her question now,
Or is it a group question, Danny, or is it individual?
It is individual.
Oh, it's individual. Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Well, we can do some timestamps real fast. I'm going to have the lovely Raina help me with some of these, especially since she made most of them. So everybody, if you find things hilarious, it was probably Raina. So we'll start off with episode 1. And by the way, these are the condensed versions. We read all of them on after shows, but these are like the highlights. So episode 1 was for some reason called One for the Money. 1 hour, we played games. 1 hour and 18 minutes, snail races. 1 hour and 34 minutes, let the snail games begin. And then somewhere in here, of course I'm cheating, 2 hours and 43 minutes, all caps, Jeffrey. Apparently Jeffrey was in this campaign way before we got the robot.
Dude.
He was the snail you were riding, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah.
He made a comeback.
This one was different, though. It had a different first letter, all right.
Oh, they're both G.
Oh, it's spelled with a G.
They're both G's.
They're both G's.
So I think
Wow.
you named your robot son after the snail that you wrote in the
I
garden.
didn't even know it.
You know, it'd be like that. And then 2 hours and 45 minutes, I want my unseen servant to beat this man up. And that's how we ended that episode.
Mhm.
Only 25 more episodes to go. Episode 2, the performance. 1 hour and 10 minutes. Get me that drum, little buddy. 57 minutes, the Witchlight playwrights. There we go. Hour and 45 minutes. I'm glad you're proud of that.
Be a good like half an hour of you guys going, I don't know what our name should be. We're gonna argue about it, and then Zach just said something. You were like, yeah. Whoa!
It rhymed. You can't not go with it, man.
True.
I think that was the fastest any campaign's ever had their like party name. Honestly, that was done. 1 hour and 45 minutes. The Rat Man cometh. Is Jake in the chat tonight?
I don't think Jake's in the chat, but Jake.
The Rat Man was loosely or not so loosely based on Jake, I believe.
And I
the
love
story.
it. He had great puns.
Indeed.
2 hour and 10 minutes. These are two separate timestamps. Sniggity and then snails. And then Ashy Mermaid, chicken flirting, and finally At some point, some shit gets smeared on a fishbowl.
That was the fun times.
The
This
good
was
old
the-
days.
I remember this session because I know I spent like 10 or 15 real life minutes going, the lights are coming down. You only a couple seconds left to go. And you're like, I have more shit to put on the fishbowl. Just a minute. You were like, you just so much time just shitting on this fishbowl. It's like the lights are they're coming down. You're like, wait.
But before they do,
We were fucking popcorn and everything.
I need some trash in that fishbowl.
I think there was a diaper. I think she threw a diaper in there.
I think there
Yeah,
was
I'm pretty
literal
sure.
shit in the fishbowl.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, it was actually poop. ASV sad there was no Shimshime cameo. So disappointed.
Aw.
I'm sorry. We'll have to do that when Brandon DMs next. Episode 3, Daddy Light. 40 minutes. Which daddy do you want?
Oh, like which?
Which daddy do you
Yeah,
want?
which-
Yeah. I see. Hour and 4 minutes, ramping. 2 hours and 3 minutes, I'll put my corn dog in the hole. 2 hours and 8 minutes, Old Yeller 5e.
Oh
Right.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Depressing.
If you guys in the
Guys.
audience don't remember, that was when Clyde couldn't come
Press
through the
memory.
mirror.
Poor Clyde.
It was very sad.
Clyde might as well have died, basically.
Clyde was
Clyde.
like, scrabbling at the mirror, like, no, don't leave. As you were going through, like,
He
Made
got better
Spirit
though, right?
Clyde.
Fine.
I made Spirit Clyde and then actual Clyde came through eventually. It was okay. Episode 4, Hither My Dither. Pre-show cheesecake. Shout out to you cast members if you remember that one.
Hmm.
Deanna does. 45 minutes. Hug knife.
Yeah.
I don't think that was a robot friend. That was a different hug knife.
No, that was my glaive.
Oh yeah, you got the hug knife. 53 minutes. Let the ramping begin. Hour and 27 minutes ish. This is a robbery. Smile, smile, smile. Hour and 55 minutes. Boston Rabbit, all caps. 2
Oh, yeah,
hours
'cause the
and
rabbits were like randomly for Boston. We're like, Deanna,
yeah.
why are they from
Hey, I'm
Boston?
stabbing here.
Oh, that's why you're walking. I might steal a memory.
the NPCs need to sound different from each other, and sometimes they're from Boston. Okay.
It was like, I think it was like you made one of them sound like that. They were like, they're from Boston. You're like, yes, all of them.
They're all from Boston.
These are Boston rabbits? Yes.
Oh my god.
Wow.
He's a Bostonian rabbits here.
We were just in the middle of fighting. We were like, ah, you stabbed me. 2 hours and 8 minutes. What the dog doing? I think that was when I summoned Clyde for the first time. 3 hours and 30 minutes. Horse his way up. And 3 hours and 45 minutes. Waterboarding. Deanna, your favorite moment?
Let's go. I will say, okay, another great moment with the Boston Rabbits when we just tied up the last one and we just carried his ass around for like 3 episodes.
We kept him for 3
Yeah.
and then he ran away, and then
We
we
like
recaptured
torched him on a tavern table. Like,
So when you guys were being flooded, it was like, well, he's floating away, and you're like, no, he's fucking not.
I was like, Clyde, get him. That was fucking great. Yeah, and then he like escaped during the attack, and then we grabbed him again. He captured another hostage. Turns out that it's the same guy. Okay. Episode 5, The Inn of Leg. The first timestamp appropriately titled Legs. Let's see, 32 minutes, 37 seconds, drunk. Immediately followed by, with no timestamp attached, 2007 Subaru.
It's where it began.
We got hour 27 minutes, 35 seconds, drunken bedtime perception checks. Parentheses, jingle jangle says, give me your keys. Vincent gets kicked off a balcony. How? What did you do? Said Raina.
I want to specify that this is how it went down. Vincent, you heard a noise outside in the night and you thought you saw a flurry outside on the balcony. You looked through the door. You didn't see anything. You thought you heard something. So you went over to the railing and you looked over the side. So I had to drop kick you off the side of the building. It's a choice that you made.
I didn't look over the railing. I looked through the railing. I'm not tall enough to look over it.
That's true. So I just bowled you through.
Yeah, just straight through the railing.
Throw him over.
Left the safety of my arms. It's okay. And then that one was followed by "That's What We Want to Know," and then frowny faces from Raina again. Episode 6, Rabbit Murder. 21 minutes, 50 seconds ish. I think they're gonna burn this shit to the ground. 45 minute snail trail. That's right. I told the snails to attack their masters. That was great. Hour and 3 minutes. The party decides how zip lines work in 5e. Hour and 7 minutes. Centaurs can't use zip lines, and that feels racist.
Not wrong.
Hour and 30 minutes. Snow gets a leg hair and breaks into Jingle Jingle's room. Unrelated, I assume. Hour and 50 minutes. Enter the swamp. Enraged spray noises in the distance. Oh boy. 2 hours 11 minutes. Swamp sneaking. Don't call me Melly in parentheses. 2 hours and 30 minutes. All caps. Fuck. Rabbitman makes a con save. 2 hours 57 minutes. But consider this: he's long and I love him. Parentheses. Betrayal.
Oh yeah, so it Bo was charmed by Agden or something, and he was like, I don't want to hurt him, actually.
Oh yeah, he was just so fucking long, man.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. 3 hours and 27 minutes. The gang sends Long Rabbit to that long good night. Fucking masterfully put, Marina. Jesus. Episode 7, I'm feeling romantical.
Ooh.
This is pre-show Scrooge McDuck and the Coins featuring a sneaky slither. I think that was when Danny took Snudgak and just like swam through the coins.
That was Alistair. That
It
was
was?
Alistair
It
trying
was.
to just swim through the pile of gold that was in the Harrington camp. He was like, yeah, I just want to see how much I can fit in my clothes just like wiggling around.
And I got a natural 20 doing it, all right?
Well, next we had Bingo the emo bunny, and then the witch knows the frogs are spies. Then I think this was me apologize. I said I've fallen off my timestamp game. My deepest apologies. Oh God, Vincent has a rough time. Stealing Borbo, the first king's head.
Borbo!
Yeah. Oh.
He's my Borbo!
Good Borbo.
Raina, can you do this one? Because you added a little amendum here, and I don't know how to add it in properly.
Let's see.
It was here. I'll highlight it for you.
Oh, sad, beautiful, hot man that Lotus read. Everyone hates.
There we go. Thank you. And then cute scarecrow boy, and then parentheses and all caps. The gang attempts to make abominations out of the citizens, which is a no-no. End parentheses.
You almost replaced your little brother's head with a dead bowling
We
ball.
almost did it.
Yes.
Almost did it.
I didn't.
I wanted to so
It could
bad.
have been
You were down.
beautiful.
It would have been sick.
It wouldn't have had any repercussions.
I want to stress this was a moment I really recommend everyone actually check out the module because I think it's one of my absolute favorite D&D modules. And there was something, as soon as you guys found the head, it's like, oh, I want to get into the politics of these bullywugs. And I was like, this is a plot in the module. We don't have time for it, but it's so much fun. I promise. There's actually like a political revolution with like French aristocratic bullywug frogmen. It's great. If you guys have time to do more than 25 sessions, get the fuck into those bullywug politics. They're great. They're fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Your bullywug voice was on
Like we
point.
missed something now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Your Bullywug voices were on point.
When they were having like a little romance thing and we splashed them.
You splashed them.
We splashed them.
As they deserve.
Yeah,
Frogs, they probably loved it.
that's true.
They did not love it. We ruined their date.
They did sound upset.
Nora remembers.
Nor remembers the
But Bo
rudeness.
fixed it later. This was the same frog that you taught how to play a love song, so he would give you his boat.
Oh
So-
yeah.
Right.
You had
There
to
were
convince him that you
that.
weren't the same guy that was riding with everybody else.
I mean, how many centaurs are there in the Feywilds? It's probably
Hundreds.
100.
At
At
least
least
three.
dozens.
Dozens of us.
We trade important things for what may very well be garbage and a frog head. And then Snood steals from Charity.
There it is.
There we go. Episode 8, Invisispank. First one, we leveled up, invisibly able to spank people now. They give my good innocent boy a sword, and now he's, and then it cuts off there. Because Nora upset about giving.
Clapperclaw was
Yes,
stabbing
you gave
himself.
Clapperclaw a sword.
He was stabbing his own pumpkin. Oh
And
no!
I was like, who gave this boy a sword? And you're like, I did. That's good. This is good for him.
Now he can defend himself.
From himself, I guess.
Yeah.
Hour and 20 minutes. Witch Hut. The Witch Hut. Thanks, Raina. I didn't make that. Next one, Righteous Smashing.
Ooh.
2 hours and 10 minutes. Tom and Jerry's Hole. 2 hours and 24 minutes. Into the hole. 3 hours and 2 minutes. The gang finds a human heart. Smile. Then the mushroom is everything to me now. I'm
The
done.
mushroom.
Goodbye. It's the mushroom time forever.
And then it
Mushroom
fucking got
favorite
eaten by a
interesting.
crow. And then it got,
Just
like,
the next
like
episode.
mere moments
He did not
later.
deserve, first of all.
It got to him, right? The message.
Yeah,
It
he
did
did his
get-
job, and
It
then it
did.
got fucking
Eaten
eaten.
by a crow.
Yeah, so it was worth it.
No, not
Don't
to
think
me.
it was.
The sacrifice of life.
It was so cute too. It had a face and everything.
Did,
Yeah, it
and it
was
sang
set us
little
out.
songs. It was my buddy.
You can draw food. You can draw faces in bird food. It's
Yeah, and it killed him.
yeah.
No reason.
Not for no reason. I think it was because Bo had the little mushroom on his shoulder, so technically it would give him advantage on one check, and it had the advantage be that you got. I think I asked Bo if it was okay if it turned out this way. I asked you, Zach, if it was that the advantage that you got to convince this crow to carry the letter was the crow just ate the mushroom, and you were like, yeah.
Wow. Betrayal
It's
part
fine.
2.
I don't have emotional attachment to it.
Clearly
I think
not.
Nora got like a shoulder full of mushrooms later at the dance
I
competition.
did.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean my first little buddy had to die.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Rude.
It was
I mean,
more
it's a
important
simple
to
entity.
send.
So when the crow dies, he will live again.
He just pops
What?
out of the
Nice.
corpse like,
Just started
Singing and dancing.
So like
that
the
works.
dead crow on the pavement and just
hi.
Is
It's
oh
a
my what if
parasitic
it's like
mushroom.
a cordyceps
Oh
mushroom
god.
and the
Yeah.
crow just starts singing and dancing?
The crow.
yeah, it's like a parasite that grows.
Yeah.
into the crow. No, it's not. No.
Oh god.
Just a really
Fucking
dumb
excited.
version of The Last of Us.
Fucked up.
Or playing.
Version of The Last of Us where it makes it go, hello, my honey, hello, my darling, hello, my
I'm a
rag.
ragtime gal.
Okay. Let's see. Episode 8, part 2, technical difficulties. Part 1, or the first time stamp, zipline mishaps. Again with the zip lines. We have a lot of those.
Love
And
us a
then
zipline.
We got
Lorna's here now, guys. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. 1 hour and 59 minutes. Ocean's 11 Lorna's Head Edition. Where we just stole all of her shit from right under her nose.
You have to sing the next one.
Oh yeah, I was going to. Thank you for reminding me.
Excellent, excellent.
We tried so hard and got so far. But in the end, violence was the only answer.
But it wasn't. It wasn't the only answer.
It was the only
Paperwork.
one we could come to.
We beat her into making a deal in our favor instead of hers.
I do want to say Dylan said one of the most flattering things that I've ever heard. It was that this episode, you said that this was when you decided that it was going to be a good campaign, because you said, I'd like to rob her of everything that she has. And I said, yeah. And you were like,
I was like, oh yeah.
That stuck with me. I'm like, hell yeah. Okay, cool,
I
cool,
had
cool.
such a good plan for her. I was like, I'm gonna rob her of all her stuff, and I'm gonna go down there, and I'm like, you can do what we want, and I'll give your stuff back. And then she was like, I'm just gonna kill you. And I was like, what? I was like, no.
Yeah, wait a
That's not
second.
how this is supposed to work.
That's not how you
Wait a
negotiate at all.
I robbed you.
I took your shinies. Do you not care about the shinies?
She's like, no, I'll get them back off your dead body.
Flapper
I
Claw
think
was
that's
just
why-
sitting there in the boat with all the shinies, like, I got it, guys.
I can tell you now that the campaign is done. If you guys had, if enough of you had gotten swallowed, or if enough of you had gone down, Clapperclaw was going to come upstairs and Wittershins her to barf you all up. Clapperclaw was there as
Aw.
backup.
Aw.
If you needed a res, he was there. Like he had, because you guys had put a lot of time and energy and love into this little guy. I was like, he's gonna show up for them in some way. I'm gonna reward that amount of role play with a boon there. But you guys fucking killed it, so you didn't need him to come, so he never got to be helpful. But that's fine.
Yeah, we Wittershinned ourselves.
Exactly.
We love him regardless of if he is helpful.
He's a very good boy after all.
Well, I mean, episode 9, since we're talking about it, was titled "Burn the Witch." This is all unofficial titles, by the way. This is we just made these up, but I think they're accurate. The first one is "Tiny Horse," all caps. 50
So
minutes.
Small.
Bo is small. 50 minutes. Bev takes a big ass bite out of Bo. She did. Hour and 21 minutes. Naughty house guest goes slippity slidey all the way to Witch Gullet. Hour and 31 minutes ish. Blind the Witch. 2 hours and 3 minutes. RAD, radiant ass damage. 2 hours and 30 minutes. Deal or no deal. Oh, Raina, can you get this part? I think this is all you.
Oh, yes. Look at my lawyer dog. Gestures to the party. I'm going to jail.
Good times. Episode 10, the cool down. Tiny everyone, followed by Bav's junk unboxing. The party is told very clearly to wait. The result is exactly as expected. My mom is disappointed in me, and I am in hell, all caps.
Yeah, that was the first time that this was upset with Nora.
It's almost 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
He's upset with you now.
Wait, that's the right mom.
1 hour and 9 minutes. I respect that. I don't remember what that was.
Okay. I don't know what that is either.
Was that? I feel like the guy that we hated said I respect that for something. No, it was the old lady who was like, when they were asking about the Burger King place or something.
Oh.
And
Yeah.
Snood something really chaotic, and then she was like, I respect that. Such a good piece of dialogue from what I remember.
Completely context free. We'll see if we can compile this later.
Maybe. Let's see. The gang performs open heart surgery. The return of Jingle Jangle. What's a Subaru? Question mark. Bar fights and horse wives. Chug-a-lug bullywugs. Who the fuck did you say was wrong? And then kleptosexual.
Yeah, because I think Jingle Jangle invited Snudgak to go back up to her room, and so Guy was like, I'm not interested in that. And Jingle Jangle's like, no, not for that.
And they were both like, no. Okay, we're both on the same page.
But
They're
then,
like, yeah, sex is gross.
Yeah, basically.
it's gross. Can we consider maybe just doing theft instead? Yes. Okay, great.
Theft is
Instead of
sexy.
stealing virginity, we're gonna
Only.
steal people's shit.
Exactly.
The only time I'm touching anyone's ass is if I'm in their pockets.
Oh my. Okay. Episode 11, Dummy Thick Flavors. Okay. first timestamp. Who has the most delicious thoughts? And then next one, is this fog snail phobic? Next, dancing with shrimpies. Shrimples. And then I came out to have a good time, and I'm honestly feeling so attacked right now. That was when we got attacked while dancing with the mushroom people. Thanks, Meadowleaf. God has left me, and all life is forfeit. Smile.
Listen, if you come out of a portal saying, hey, we work with the villains, we just made a deal with the villains, I'm doing work with the villains, then a fucking hero in the woods is gonna be like, okay, bet, and just come along. Because you guys did walk on into her woods saying, yeah, we work with Beth Lorna. You know, the sister of the person you're fighting against, we are on her side and doing it.
I don't think we said it like that.
Yeah.
But
Talk about it like that.
definitely didn't talk about it. Next one is Nib. And then the evils of landlordism. And then Bo, I haven't been on my game. Lotus, like Fortnite?
Mm-hmm. That is the game.
That is the game. Then Bo's dad is proud of him, question mark? And then the last one is streams. Interesting episode there. Episode 12, Nibnax. It's a small world, and we're fucking that one up too. I think that was when they were stealing from the little display thingy.
Yeah.
And then Love and Thespianism will truly save us all. That was the play. That was definitely the play. The two smallest party members steal from a kind old blind man, but like, it's fun, smile. They, parentheses, they make a full person together. Next, we battle the kidnapping witch balls for our boy and random bystander. Nora leads the gang on a wild unicorn chase for God. And then, thither rose, take me home to my house that now glows. Congratulations. And then we've got episode 13, Guess Who's Coming to Snail Dinner. Welcome home. It's time to face your childhood traumas. No regrets. Okay, some regrets. Do you think therapy is covered by the Witchlight Carnival? Like, do we get medical for all this? Health benefits, question mark? Lotus kills his brother, Alistor kills his brother, and Bo kills his dad. And then the immediate after, back to Net Zero Regrets. And my mom's love me and everyone is crying. That's a pretty good episode.
Wait. It looks like we're going to be losing Ray Ray in a hot second. Could we hot seat her before she has to head out?
Absolutely. We've got like 10 more of these episodes to go through.
Okay. So let's pause that episode there. Let's do Nora real fast. Should I do the alignment assignment first, or do we want to do questions first?
Questions.
Okay. Do other folks have questions, or should I kick it off?
Sound like Danny might.
I only have one. How many kids does Daya and Nora have?
Oh my goodness. No, oddly, I don't imagine them having kids.
How many snails?
How many snails?
Oh, so many snails. So many snails.
Okay.
They just have like just an abundant farm of things.
Love it.
That's cute. Homesteaders.
Yeah.
The question I had is your initial character concept when you came in, and for like the first several sessions, and I think even moving forward a little bit, your character, Nora, loved women in a totally heterosexual way, as far as she knew. But she wasn't a huge fan of men. And the kind of campaign that she walked into was a party full of dudes and non-binary dudes. And then a bunch of villainous women. How did Nora deal with that? Did she grow in her relationship to gender? Like, what happened with her whole feelings, RE dudes, women, morality? It's a big question, I know.
She definitely grew. She still finds there's a lot of behavior that men have disgusting, but she is learning not to judge all of them. all of the time. And yeah, I don't think her and Lotus ever had like the actual like conversation where she was like, "You're definitely like a boy," but
That was gonna be my
Yeah.
question. I was like, did she ever figure it out?
it's over time she slowly like figured it out. Like toward the end, she was just like, well, I guess toward the middle, she's like, "I'm just not hearing it. I choose not to hear it. This is my female friend." And at the end, she was like, "Okay, I guess I can accept that."
I mean, he didn't mind.
If chat or anybody has questions for Nora specifically, or Reina, or if anybody else, I have Mephisto questions, but I don't know if we have time for them. No, I wanted to ask, because essentially Mephisto was somebody that we kind of built together, because I know you came to me and you were like, I would like to worship a goddess of beauty and women. How did you know going in? Did you have a clear idea of what you wanted Mephisto to be like going in? How did you know that you wanted Nora to worship like a goddess of beauty? What was your goddess thought process? And did she feel as moisturized and beautiful as you wanted her to?
Absolutely. I just had Nora, and I was like, what are the things that she would value the absolute most? Like, what is something that if embodied, she would be like, yeah, I'll die for that. That's cool. And thus Mephisto happened.
I love Mephisto. I'm very fond of her.
I liked her too. Interacting with her was equally scary and fun.
I love being weird, powerful women. I think Zybilna and Mephisto were both difficult to interact with to a certain extent because they were a little intimidating, but I liked that they very much had their own goals along the way. It was fun to interact with you guys as Mephisto and as Zybilna. I had a good time. Are we ready for me to assign Reina?
Yeah, we do.
Nora, not Reina. I'm not judging your morality.
Wait a
I
second.
don't think it's a surprise to anybody. I feel like Nora is one of the more clear-cut cases. So Nora is by nature a very kind, polite person. You know, sometimes you meet people who are like nice. Nora is definitely nice. She's polite. She wants to have a nice conversation with people. She wants to keep things level-headed and not let things go too far. She's very polite and knows her mores and how to keep clean. She likes everything shiny. But more than that, she is a genuinely very compassionate and caring person who can see when people are in a difficult state and wants to be there for them. Like, I think back an early moment with Nora. I mean, obviously there's Diane wanted to help her out, but that was like a beautiful lady. That's one thing. But it was when you guys first picked up Clapperclaw and he was too nervous to go into the shop because they always made fun of him. And Nora stayed and waited in the doorway with him. And she just hung out with him and made sure he was okay. And she exhibited that kind of behavior of checking in with people and always being there, being very considerate, time and time and time again. And then combined with her, you know, ready submission to authority from above. She loves an authority. She's into an authority. And then her compassionate kindness. I don't think it's going to be too controversial to say that I believe that Melanora is lawful good.
Hey.
Does anybody?
No one saw that coming.
I'm shocked.
Hey.
Could have seen this coming.
Hey, lawful good. Hey. Pay your taxes, lawful good, yeah.
I think Nora might be the only lawful good one here.
All very precise. I feel like Nora gets an accountant every year to make sure she does them properly. And she follows up like, I don't think I paid enough. Did I pay enough? Is it okay?
Like, I know I don't make money, but like, how can I?
I adore her. I adore her. Okay, we can jump back into timestamps. Now, do we want to do like a couple episodes and then a character focus and then a couple episodes of the character focus and kind of jump back and forth? Does that feel good to people?
Yeah, let's
Keep
do
the
that.
flow going. Yeah,
And
just
then
so
bye,
these.
Raina.
Bye, Raina.
Campaign was a joy.
you.
Love all you guys.
Bye.
I've been expecting this much chatting, but as long as everybody still has some time, it's cool, right?
I'm good.
Okay.
I think so.
Cool.
Yes. But yeah, I like the we'll switch it up every 2-3 episodes and keep the flow going just so it doesn't get stale. I don't like listening to myself talk. Episode 14. Welcome back. This was after a hiatus, I think. Maybe. Can I say that on stream?
Say that there was a hiatus.
No. These timestamps.
I'm not looking at him. Danny,
Danny.
can he say them on stream?
Are these stream legal?
I feel like there's
Falling
nothing
apart.
explicitly bad.
Okay, well, you guys are going to listen to
Hell
our
yeah.
stream of conscious that we decided, oh, that would be quotable. And then we put it on the timestamps before the session even started. So I quote Deanna on this one specifically because that was how it's written. It says, tease the fluid until the nut juice comes out.
Mhm.
I think that was in regards to almond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how I multi-classed the cleric and she started calling me a cluid.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was like, that sounds dirty. And she was like, what? I was like,
What?
I just feel that way. Next one. I don't think this one needs any more explanation. It's just uniclussy.
Mhm.
I think we can all understand that one. This next one, we have no idea. Like we talked about this before this stream too. Breastfeeding brothers. And yeah, we're gonna leave that there.
I don't even know what that's from.
I don't know. I don't know if
I
that came up.
I faintly remember.
Do you? You remember breastfeeding brothers?
Yeah. I think it was something me and you did.
Yeah, they're like brothers.
I keep thinking of
That does actually strike a very vague bell because it's something to do with like your gigantic brother. I think.
I don't think we had even found him in the portrait yet.
Mm-mm.
I have
He's
doubts.
nowhere near that.
Maybe.
This is the unicorn time.
This is a unicorn.
Yeah.
I think
No,
this is
we
a
had
mystery
just
that's not
done
going to
that.
be solved.
we had just done that because we just did the trials and now we're at Unicorn Land.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. But I don't
It has
think
something to do with
breastfeeding is going to
brothers.
make a difference in our understanding of what's happening.
Anyways, I'm so sorry, everybody. Next one is a little bit better. It's Mommy Mephisto visit Lotus. Next one is all caps sudden death battle race to the special horse.
Yeah.
When we saw a unicorn and we were all like, I cast a 3rd level spell to get there faster. That was fun. Then the gang meets a unicorn. The gang drinks the unicorn's tears like a menaces to society that they are. And then right after that, long rest and tear theft. Memory, all alone in the forest. I don't know what the song that's from, so I can't sing it.
Cats. Memory all alone in the forest. You don't
Okay.
need the rest of it.
it.
Got
That's
it by
perfect.
now.
It's perfect. We've been copyright struck already.
Okay.
Then Lotus makes a deal with Clapper. Not very well, I might add. And the gang meets codename Kids Next Lore.
That was
That was
another
all
way
one
that the
episode.
players influenced me because that name for the next episode. I think they're called the Getaway Gang or something like that, but they were codenamed Kids Next Lore from that point on because it's so much better.
That was the name of the episode and everything.
Yeah.
And it was the name in here too, apparently. We went ahead and went with the official title because it was ours.
Do you want us to
Yeah.
help you read them off? Are you getting tired?
My throat is getting a little dry.
I can do the next one.
Yeah, let me grab a drink. You go ahead. I'll be right back.
All right, I'll do episode 15. Code name Kids Next Lore. She's riveted for your pleasure.
Why'd you say it like
Plot twist bomb start. Why do you think?
that?
Because we're recording an episode of Catboy Paradise after this, and Danny's getting warmed up.
Yeah, I'm getting
Riveted.
ready. How long have you been 13? A while. The gang teaches children that murder is sometimes good, actually.
Mhm.
Sounds about right. Mega rotisserie chicken baking robot. So
Yeah.
what? An appointment for murder. It's in my mouth.
Thank you for asking.
What's that?
What's what?
It just says it's in my mouth. I don't know.
What's it referring to?
Exactly. I was like, that's perfect to leave in. I'm not gonna cut that one.
The good, the bad, and the leaving. The good things about adulthood, like depression.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I think we had a TikTok video about that one. It was great.
Ooh.
Yeah, you should definitely go see it. Bo forces himself to lucid dream to destroy his demons and succeeds. Karen wants to see the manager over here.
That also
Oh.
worked, by the way.
Uh-huh.
Did it?
Because that's not a
You
boat.
got it.
That's just
I
a
think-
Zach trait.
I think you remember it differently than we do.
The moth go do 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 do. Now you are the moth.
Yeah.
Karen sees the manager over here. I feel like Deanna was just like, let's just do it. Just go. I'm sick and tired of this. Is it good? It's dirt. Who is this moth and what has it done with Alistair? Shaking moth vigorously. What did you do? All right, who's next?
Do we want to do another hot seat, or do we want to
Ooh.
keep going through timestamps?
Let's do another hot seat.
Okay,
Yeah,
hot
we
seat.
got a lot more to go.
Hot
We
seat.
got
Okay,
time for
wait.
a
I
break.
got fucking 5 of you guys. Let's see here. Danny, Snudgast, Pumpkin, if you will. I've got some questions for you. If chat has any questions, or if any of y'all have any questions, also jump in. Let me see what my first question was. What was your favorite thing that you stole in the campaign? Is there anything that you hold near and dear to your heart and also in your pockets?
Oh my gosh, what's the favoriteest thing that I stole? Let me get my notes.
Was it the cookies from the orphan children?
It might be.
I was thinking it might be the
That's high
demonic
levels.
hat.
Oh my god, yes, it's definitely my demonic hat. I was gonna look at my notes because I wrote down almost everything I stole: coins, 3-faceted arrows, olive oil, massage oil, net, 49 worms, seam ripper, coins, raw. It's just like never-ending list. I think it's gonna be the hat with the tentacles. I loved feeding that thing. I loved feeding it live things. It was fun.
What was that thing?
My best friend named Flippy.
I'm trying to remember the name of it. It's an underdark creature. It usually clings on to the ceiling. It's like the fisher
Oh.
guys.
I know what you're talking about.
It was essentially a juvenile version of that lived inside this hat. They like small, tight, dark spaces.
Those
So
things are terrifying.
when Giza took the throne and she had to put the crown on, did she have to put the creature on her head too? Is that like inherited? With power
That
comes
is
great
entirely up to you.
I feel like she'd have to inherit Blippy. Like Blippy comes with the crown.
Let me see how old do these things live? Because I think that they can grow to be quite old.
Are they
Is it
big?
called
Do
a
they grow to be
roper?
big?
They grow to be really big.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
No, they
then-
grow to be massive.
Giza's probably not going to wear it on her head. Maybe he's part of the throne. I don't know.
What if
Yeah.
it gets so big that it starts like using the castle as like a little home?
Oh my
Like,
god,
just
that'd
the
be
whole
cute.
castle.
It's
Like
called
he's
a
on
roper.
top of the castle, or
Is
maybe
it a
he could be-
roper?
Yeah.
I
They,
think
they
it's a
start
roper.
off very small, but they look like stalactite. They're actually really scary for a lower level party.
I just imagine him being
They're
like the
terrible.
chandelier in the throne room, and like the kids, the goblins, just like throw shit that they've stolen up, and it just
Yeah.
like
I'm
feed
gonna
him.
put a link in the Witchlight Playwrights chat, and then everybody in the chat, go ahead and Google 5E Roper, and you'll see what this guy's gonna grow into. He's a very
Oh, it's
man.
gross.
It's
So
terrifying.
it's a stalagmite.
It could be
Mhm.
either.
It usually hangs from the ceiling.
It looks
But-
like it's from the floor.
This
Well,
one is
that,
definitely from the
it's
floor.
right side
Hold-
up for
Hold
visual
your phone
purposes.
upside down, Danny, and then you'll be good.
Yeah, just flip it over.
I think I remember I almost killed one of my players with a creature that was this.
Well, this one's our friend, so
This one gets to they're
Horrible.
normally large at least.
Yeah,
So-
this was essentially a baby.
So it could get pretty big.
Cute.
It's terrifying.
Use you.
It's got,
Adorable.
At least this one looks like a hat.
got like one eye and just like 1,000.
It's like
D&D.
It makes 4 attacks with its tentacles.
average
and
weight 2,200 pounds. Oh my god. Okay.
It's not gonna be a hat at a certain point.
It'll
Yeah,
just be
no.
a big hat.
But it will be our friend. Maybe it could be the guard that sits outside of the kingdom. God, ever? No, probably not. Oh, maybe no. I don't regret stealing anything. I think. What was the thing that I lost? Nick's memory. The memory about Nick. What was that? What did I steal?
Well, you stole the gourd. You were like, I was like, do you touch the gourd to steal it? And you're like, yeah. And then
Yeah,
I'm
but-
like, all right.
I lost Nick's memory, I think, after that, because I lost a few memories.
You
just 'cause
lost
I
a
Lost
bad
a couple
memory,
because
too.
you lost winning the crown and you lost Nick. I think you might have touched it multiple times, Danny.
Yeah. I don't
shoved the dead
regret
fish
stealing
in
it, but
You
huh?
did shove a fish.
Shoved
in
the
it.
dead fish.
It turned into a
Yeah,
crystal
I don't
dolphin, which
regret
turned into
that
a
at
Subaru.
all.
Yeah. No, that was a long transformative experience of that.
Yeah, the dead
the
fish is what gave us the Subaru. So
That was the Subaru.
no.
It was
Don't
calculated
regret
from the
anything.
start.
All right. Does Chad or anybody else have any questions for Snudgach? Otherwise, I have another one.
I'm trying to think of a good way to ask it.
Expensive? Is it really dark?
No. I was just like, I guess I was gonna ask, like, what is Snood most attached to? Would it be like emotionally, I guess? Be a person or a thing, I guess. Because Snood has a lot of like chaotic energy and bounces from thing to thing. So I was wondering if there's anything like
Snood is a strangely affectionate person. Like throughout the campaign, I think that they do a lot for their party. But I would say, is this post carnival? Because I think that they would be. I think generally overall they're most attached to Clyde. But I think throughout the adventure they were most attached to Vincent.
partner in
think-
crime.
I think Vincent was like their best bud. And then like post would be like the gang that they're now, leading. And Clyde and Vincent and Blippy.
Okay.
Vincent will have to come visit the
corn.
kingdom.
Oh yeah, corn dogs too. Very emotionally attached to churros. Like I don't think Snow could live without carnival food, so they will have to have like carnival food in the palace at all times.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Vincent's statement about visiting leads into my question, which was kind of just about the future of the gang. Like, do you pull Vincent into stuff? Is it constantly comings and going and bringing in different people? Do you grow the gang? Are you training them? Like, does Snudgach have a vision, or is it just one day at a time for Snud?
I think it develops into a vision. So I think collectively it's been like saving children and goblins who are lost. I think that's a thing that I mentioned. And then also like stealing things from people, especially like people who have a lot, because they have so much to have, and they just steal all this stuff and then they distribute it. I think that would be fun. And then yes, absolutely. I feel like Vincent's on like an adventure, like walking along the road, and he just hears like this rustle in the trees above. And then to the left of him in the bush, it's like, what the hell? And then all of a sudden he gets ambushed and like dragged into the pocket of space and time where it's like, you're coming with us.
Oh God. The kingdom needs you.
Yes. And that's how people are called. Like you guys probably get called that way too. You just
Oh no.
eventually get attacked.
Bo's
Not
like
again.
performance, and it's just everything goes dark. Am I inside a pocket again? Am I in a pocket?
Snud, is this the
How
goes
does this
dark.
bush get on
Is this
stage?
a corn dog?
It gets dark and you just hear in the microphone.
Oh no. Oh,
Oh,
no.
not again.
Not again. I like to think Snudgach stole the knockout bag, puts it on your, and just knocks you unconscious,
Yes.
stabs you in.
It's very useful. And I think I have those shoes that I made Nib make me that had like the different tracks that it could change to. So I feel like Snud uses those too. Like, oh, I want to do like wolf tracks. So he like stomps around. It's like, is there a wolf? And then all of a sudden you're not looking, down, or you're not looking up because you're looking down at the tracks. And then bam.
I'm
Oh,
really
your phone's
enjoying
so
watching
mad.
Dylan be in hand-to-hand combat with his phone right now.
I'm saying it doesn't want to stay on. The throat.
We steal Sasha too, just to scare you.
I come in like 5th level spell ready. Oh my god, Snood, not again.
Okay, I am ready for it. I love the order this is going in because I'm starting with the least surprising people in the world. Okay. Snudgach is a deeply, deeply selfish character. They hold desire immensely close to their heart. And their desire kind of is for everything all the time, whether that's, coins, a jawbreaker at the bottom of the swamp, a fried chicken leg, a very wet old corn dog. They have a lot of genuine desire in their heart. And certainly the law doesn't hold them back. That doesn't seem to be an issue for them in any way. They prefer crime almost. And I don't think that you could say that they measure things against their own, moral code or anything either. In fact, I'd be very surprised to learn if Snudgach has spent any time thinking about his moral code. That doesn't seem to be their style. Still, at the same time, Snudgach is someone who cares very deeply for his friends, that holds a real shame and guilt and sadness about breaking a promise and failing a promise to a friend in his youth, and does have, even if his desire to see people succeed and see them be happy is more based on whether they personally like that person rather than like, oh, they deserve to be happy because they're a good person or whatever. They do still want others to be happy. They want others to succeed. I'm trying to think somewhere between stealing things from an old blind man and cookies from an old lady who's collecting money for orphans and and selflessly saving dozens of children and assisting their friends with their quests and finding Giza again and raising this new generations of goblins to have a home. Somewhere between there lies your alignment assignment, the deeply surprising, chaotic neutral. No one could possibly have guessed the Snood.
On the graphic you made, he was the closest to evil than any of the party, which...
This was very early on. I think I started thinking about your guys' alignment way back I think it was during the Haringen that I was going, this is where you guys kind of fall. It was you and Alistair were the closest to being evil at that point in time.
I remember watching my
you did
transition.
steal from a charity.
I still think I have the purest of hearts, so...
Is it really fun if it's not illegal?
Exactly.
Those two statements contradict each other.
Why
a lot.
should we let the law dictate our alignment?
Yeah.
Well, that's why you're not
chaotic versus
lawful.
Are we going back to timestamps now?
I think we're going back to timestamps. Does somebody else want to read the next round of timestamps?
16,
Yes.
the one I got highlighted.
Highlighted for me, that's fine.
I don't see anything highlighted.
I'm hoping it's episode 16 technical.
Yeah, that one.
Episode 16 is two
How
different
fitting
ones.
that I don't see the
Indeed.
destroy the child. 7 minutes in, we have announcements.
Oh, you're higher than you need to be.
Higher than I need to be.
You need to look at the second set of timestamps way down there. I cut
Oh,
them
the
down.
second ones?
What the
Okay.
Yes. Nope.
heck? Riddle.
Huh? Oh man, where am I supposed to be at?
keep scrolling.
Rolling.
Wait, what do you
It's
mean?
on
another-
page 16
There's
or
the
15.
second set of
Oh,
timestamps.
oh, okay. I got
Yeah.
it.
Riddle
Riddle me
Piss.
piss sounds like it's
Riddle me
It's
piss.
on there.
I've
That's
still-
the next. Wait, why are there two episode 16s?
murder.
There we go. That's right.
Egg. Egg is egg. Retort. Gummy worm. Yeah, and we find
Hell yeah.
I like
Important.
Riddle Me Piss. Why did you take that?
I did, and
It's
that's the
still
next
there.
one. It's
Oh.
there's
It's
two
back.
episode 16s, and I don't know why.
other episodes. Riddle me. Chaos
You
is.
decided he was horny because you tried to grab his dick.
I swung
That's
from it
all.
like a chandelier. I regret nothing.
He was mind control. That's fine. Whatever. Whatever. He was mind
Chaos
control.
in athletics.
You got the good ones.
Gang debates the place of children in armed combat. We're splitting the party. Nothing can. Alistair talks to the dragon and lies on all of his friends. Alistair
Oh, no.
gets
I don't remember. I think Deanna's trying
She's
to remember
rolling
what the
for
roast
something.
Oh
was.
no! Wait! No! The roasted was. Well, I just don't consider you very talented.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
That was the roasted.
okay. I was like,
That's
Dylan, your
nice,
mic might
thanks.
be cutting out. That's what the chat is saying. So
Okay, I'm gonna
Punch
roll.
it.
You did 2 episodes just now, right? I'm gonna do 2 episodes and then hot seat. Does that feel good to everybody?
yeah. Are you
Yeah.
rolling a dice to see
Yeah,
what I
no.
see? Is this better?
Yeah.
See, maybe I might gotta go down a little bit more on this.
Was it?
My mic.
There's
Trying to
still
fix my
more?
mic so it ain't cutting out all over the place. All right, there's still more. Yeah, there is still more though.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Episode 16 was somehow split into 2 episodes.
Yeah, it was like 2 different like sections.
I don't know. how
The,
that
the first one, it was named technical difficulty, so I think it might have been like a. We didn't get to finish the episode in the first go
Oh,
around.
we
Whoa!
like.
Hey, dungeon scrawlers!
Dungeon, we got raid from Dungeon
Oh my
Scrawlers.
God.
With a rate of 100.
Oh.
Hi, guys.
Jesus,
Welcome.
hello.
We're doing a retrospective of the Wild Beyond the Witchlight. We just finished our campaign last week. We are looking back, reminiscing, remembering. If you haven't had the chance to watch the campaign, you can check out our VODs on YouTube or check out the podcast. Or if you are a subscriber here, you can check out our VODs here on Ink and Lie. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. Hello, good evening.
I think we're also gonna play the trailer for the next campaign again tonight.
Probably.
So if you
If
guys
I-
are willing to stick around for that,
We are just
if
going.
I
through-
recall, didn't they also do Witchlight as well?
oh,
Did you
think
guys
they
do
did.
Witchlight?
It says WoW 2 recap episodes in one night. So I wonder if they did a recap episode for one of their shows.
Oh.
Interesting.
Thank you for following SJ Magner.
Yeah. Well, if
Thank
you guys
you.
did, we're going through our timestamps right now, which are like what we use to like edit our videos for like for when we need timestamps. And I'm
Yeah,
just reading
we-
them through.
yeah, we just have little taglines and we just put something kind of.
We put all the mysteries and the jokes are
Yeah.
what we're covering
And then
right
we try and go
Precisely.
back and figure out what we were even doing.
Right, let's continue.
I got roasted by a dragon, and it was not with fire.
Mhm.
Granny is asked nicely, exactly once, to open the door. Team Itty
Yep.
Bitty Litty Committee taking a tour of the walls. Snud talks murder with Giza Hart. Granny Nightshade, FBI, open up. Chaos ensues, part 2. The sleeping bag. We've all seen it. Alistair tells the dragon he's adopted. New dragon friend really drops the ball on this whole bell thing, and now the witch is woke.
There we go.
Now are we doing hot seat now?
We're doing a hot seat.
16.
All right, I rolled a 2, which means it is Bowman the Magnificent. I lost
Oh,
my
shit.
D4. That's
It's
fine.
me.
Yeah, you better be ready.
I'm
'Cause you texted me saying, I want to be next. And I did actually roll you next, so that's fine. All right. So what we're essentially doing here for people who just showed up is we're doing timestamps, and then we're going and we're asking each other questions. And right now we're asking Bowman the Magnificent, our beautiful centaur bard of our Wild Beyond the Witchlight campaign, to explain himself. To just talk.
I will do my best.
I've got a
Can I
couple
ask a
questions.
question?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh no, a Danny
Do
question.
you color your horseshoes like nails? And if so, what color?
Probably not in the beginning because it's like he was working at the restaurant. And they can't do like dudes can't have painted nails at a restaurant. That's just not professional.
But you had long hair.
Yeah. But once he got, more established and doing, whatever the fuck he wants to do, yeah, sure, why not? Paint his hoofs, paint his nails, why not?
So what
Go.
color?
Black.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Aren't your hooves black?
No, they're like hoof color.
Isn't that like dark gray to black?
It's like dark gray, but this is like
But
Yeah.
not like
Shiny.
jet
metal
black.
black.
You don't want like gold or
Do you do a matte black or do you do
He's
like
go-
a
okay,
gloss
he's going-
black?
good question.
He's going around with Heart's Desire, spelled with Z's. Which is
But-
a
It's a
metal
gloss. It's a
Matte
gloss for
black
sure.
or glitter black?
Glitter.
Yeah. I was thinking that goes best with your cloak of billowing.
Well, yeah, it's got to be seen from far away too, so it's got to sparkle and shine and everything. We don't let people get too close to the merchandise.
Okay. Good.
My question, also very important, is did Bo ever attempt to like reconnect and catch back up with the MILF from the Tunnel of Love in Thither, or did he just let that connection go?
No, we established that Bo was a scumbag because he never called her back.
A womanizer.
She never asked you to call back. Like you all three of you walked into that tunnel of love with the exact same expectations. I'm just asking if Bo ever pursued anything more with any of these people, or with Meadowleaf, or if he's just a freewheeling, free dealing.
If anybody, it's probably with Meadowleaf, because I don't know, she's more special, and he felt bad for kind of traumatizing her with the others a little bit. I'm sure he had a fling with the fucking Tabaxi, but it's I'm sure the special one's Meadowleaf.
You think you had a fling with Taz?
Yeah.
Roll me a persuasion check real fast.
Oh my god.
He tried to have a fling with Tag.
I don't have a die with me.
Go to D&D Beyond.
At D&D Beyond. Then I got a bunch of real die. All right, here we go.
Okay, here we go.
You remember your modifier for your persuasion for Bo?
Oh my god, I rolled a 6. My sheet's over here.
You
Persuasion
did not have a fling.
is gonna be 13.
13.
13 total.
You have a crush on Taz for sure. Taz does not appear to notice, or if she does notice, she starts to slowly distance herself. It's not that you're not attractive or that you don't get along well. She's not really looking for a commitment right now, man.
Oh my god. Okay.
You just seem like a dude who's like really looking for something. And right now, all that I really want in my heart is like rock and roll,
Jesus Christ. Okay.
All night.
I taught her to be a level 1 bard. I taught her maybe some spells or something, but
I mean, I appreciate the mentorship, but is it like transactional for a romantic favor? Like, were you?
Jesus
He doesn't
Christ.
owe anything to you.
Okay,
Whoa.
fine. No.
Do I need to add this to the timestamps or?
Make timestamps for this episode?
I'm gonna say if Bo continues to be interested in Taz, maybe over time they develop something real and true. But if he's just going for a fling,
If it happens, it happens. But if it doesn't happen, then it doesn't happen, man. And you just gotta live life and go with the flow of the music.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you say that to her, and she goes, "Cool."
Cool.
Sick.
And Bo's gonna turn around and go, cool.
Was his heart broken? Yikes. Well, now that we know that Bo's future was just as depressing without the orrery.
No, it's not depressing. There's one girl who rejects him more.
I'm sorry. Are we supposed to feel sorry? You literally said Bo is a sleaze. You can't start that
True.
sentence.
Just because he gets around doesn't mean he's a sleazebag. He's a
You
sleazebag.
said he's a
because
You
he's-
said it.
Did say
The person
he-
you started with.
Those were
All
your
right,
words.
all right, you got me there.
Does anybody else have any questions? Otherwise, I think I have one more question, and then I have an alignment assignment for Bo.
Does Bo's father secretly go to all of his shows? Does he like stand in the back?
Put on like a fake
Mu-
mustache.
Yeah, he has a fake mustache and sunglasses and a hat.
top of his
Not a
real
second mustache on top of it.
Yeah, on top of it.
I was about to say.
I'm sure. I don't think so because we never. I said we didn't reconnect. But you know, it's what you do. You buy your family a house. So you know, he bought his family a house with all the money made. So he enjoyed the house, but I don't think he ever actually came to a show.
But he
No, he didn't,
Really
Deanna.
sad.
Jeez, that's
But
it. It keeps my fucking my heart, you know, in a space.
yeah, not that you know. Maybe he buys your CDs at the local Walmart.
He sits at like a
Fancy
pub
one.
in your hometown, and like they're playing one of your music videos on the TV. TV is invented sometime after the end.
Turn that up.
And somebody's like, this is some pop shit. Let's change the channel to. Let me get into Australia. No, you gotta keep it on. That's me boy.
All right, I'll give you that. I'll give you that one. I won't give you one.
I was gonna say my one accent that I can't do. There's many accents I can't do, but I think that's the one that I most spectacularly cannot do.
Somebody's just like, Bo, is that, or Bo's dad, is that Bo? Is that your son? And he turns, he goes, no. But he like turns and he's got like a tear streaking down his
Not anymore.
Aw.
If anyone,
Oh,
He's his own man now.
What's his name? I keep calling him Bo's dad. Does he have his name?
His name is
I don't remember his
Dick.
name.
Wasn't it? No, it was something like that. Dick Ricky.
Dick
His name was Richard Richardson. If I
yeah.
remember correctly.
That is-
Richardson. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
his name was Dickie Rick. I remember that nickname coming up.
I feel like I would remember that. I don't remember that.
Dickie Rick or Dick Ricky.
I think it was Dick Ricky because I remember. I'll see if I can find the timestamp for your dad's name being Dick Ricky because it was relatively recently.
all I
Okay.
remember is that he would looks and acts like Fuse from Apex Legend, except more
Yeah.
disappointed.
And he has a horse body.
And he's a centaur.
I said he looked like Peyton Manning with a mustache, but a failed Peyton Manning. So there's that.
Both pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Failed. He's a high school gym coach and he's killing it. That is a respectable profession.
They went to championship 3 times the last
Yeah.
year.
Not with his son, but that's fine.
No, it's fine. I was in
His
drama.
We had to cut
daughter
the
went
good
to
weight.
championship for sure.
Ooh,
Good football.
Stings, man.
yikes.
Okay, shall I jump into the alignment assignment?
Yes.
All right. So, let me see here. Bo came into this adventure with a very specific thing that he wanted. It was relatively self-focused, but he was just an everyday working man. He wanted to better his career and better his life. The thing was, once he entered a space that was a little bit higher stakes, a little bit more going on, some more people at risk. The thing is, you would always come back to Bo to have, and this was incredible because you don't normally think of a bard this way, to have a reasonable thing to say, to have a, hey, maybe let's talk to them, or hey, maybe let's not send children into armed combat, or hey, maybe let's not force a unicorn to cry. Like, he had a genuine kind streak of he not only would he not want people to come to harm, but he would be willing to become unpopular with his friends to make sure that people were being treated kindly, that they weren't coming to harm. And he was, I wouldn't say that he was the level of polite and listening to authority that Nora is, nor was he as actively anti-system as somebody like maybe Snudgach. he kind of worked with the system as much he needed to sort to get his own ends, but was more interested in his own moral, ethical line than anybody else's. So that's why, of course, he's now pro-union singer. I'm imagining like full Bob Dylan. He gets out his acoustic guitar at some point during the set, says, "Okay, we're gonna sing a song about collective action," as evidence by his final wish to Zybilna. For all of those reasons, for the kindness that he showed to numerous NPCs, the genuine care and concern that he had for his friends and for people he had never even met, as well as his own personal line of ethics and morals, I'm going to say that Beaumont the Magnificent is neutral good.
Okay, I'll take that.
Chaotic or awful, but he's definitely a good dude.
I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that assignment.
Maybe neutral good. All right. Does anybody disagree with me? Do they think he's evil in some way?
Evil, scummy, but not evil.
He's
It's not
scummy.
scummy to have casual sex with people who all agree to have casual sex with you. That's fine.
That's also true.
Yeah.
I did draw the fucking line at the teenager,
Yes.
so that's good.
Yes. I was like, well, just so you know, there's an adult also, and you were like, thank God. Okay.
Whew, dodged a bullet there.
Good.
All right, timestamp.
Yeah.
So
Believe we got-
17
Yes.
witches are bitches.
That's the
Yes.
one.
The witch appears 23 minutes in. 25-ish. Bo and the witch have a Karen off as we attempt diplomacy. And initiative is rolled. 40 minutes.
That's how that went.
44 minutes. Alistoris.
Allosaurus. Yeah.
46 minutes. The Alistoris speaks Orcish. Alistorcus.
Orcish. It's because it's orc.
An hour 5 minutes. Snood shenanigans. Hour 15. Oh, you're about to see some shit.
I want to know what that's from.
You can go right back to that timestamp.
True.
It's true.
Hour 29 and a half-ish. The gang is now in divorce court / a custody battle for a confused dragon.
And I
Hour
won.
36. You did win. Divorce court part 2. Lotus and Bo are also getting a divorce.
What happened?
I don't even know
I
what
don't
was
remember that at
happening.
all.
I think y'all were fighting. Does this sound like? No, I don't know.
I remember I was mad about bringing the kids into the combat, but
Yeah.
It may have been like because we were both mom figures for Sasha. I don't know.
oh yeah, maybe.
Hour 44.
Oh, yes. I want to specify
Dragon
Sasha
noises.
also goes to all of your shows. He has all of your t-shirts.
Yeah,
There.
Sasha.
I hope you let him backstage.
Oh yeah, he can meet the band and everything.
Do not
And
fuck
the
him.
groupies.
He can take his pick of one of the groupies.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Okay, continue, James, please.
Yeah.
2 hours 9 minutes. Bo goes down. Sad face.
Did I go down? Fuck.
Oh, you did go down.
Tom,
So you're
I think
not-
you went down like 2 or 3 times.
so what's-
Don't worry. The next timestamp, just so much fighting. The dragon is big now. Bo keeps going down.
Fuck.
About 3.5 hours in, Ken comes through.
Oh yeah, he saved your life.
Mhm.
3 hours 35 minutes. I shouldn't have done it, but I did. And then at some point around midnight and some minutes, we won.
Shout out.
Yeah.
We must have just been exhausted by that point. There's
We
probably no
want to go
after show
2
that night.
episodes and then another hot seat.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I think Dylan should read this next one because it has his favorite moment in it.
Yeah, get it.
All right. Episode 18. Y'all want me to say this? Y'all want me to-
Yeah.
Yeah,
Y'all want me
that's
to
cool.
episode 18 cum shirts. Shout out to Danny. Shout out to Danny.
Why is that shouted to me?
Because it was your shirt.
Your shirts.
You're the one that called them cum
Oh,
shirts.
Anime shirts are all of Danny's anime shirts that they wear for streaming are of ice cream and milk
Yeah.
and other things that they
Yeah,
wear
it's
to their
dairy
job at the
products.
public library.
I'm sorry you all hate the dairy products.
It's dairy, sure.
Yeah.
Whatever.
You
Did
lactose
you?
intolerant?
Pre-show. Take it from the top. Booty and the Swan Boats. The playwrights have groupies now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The gang makes a baller ass cape to help Bo get MILFs.
Yeah.
This
Thanks,
beatdown, rated A for Alistair's A+ parenting. Oddly sexual pixie beatdown? Dylan rolls like garbage. They didn't even use the character name. Just called out like personally. Dylan rolls.
Dylan
like
fucking fails hard.
It's a personal attack.
This timestamp is just 2 eyeballs. Like, I'm assuming those are eyelashes. I'm not sure.
Those are asterisks, so it's just staring. Ugh.
Bowman the Stallion seduces a crowd and goes on a date. Worm damage. Star Orcs.
Star Wars.
Like Star Wars, but with orcs.
Nice.
You know what? There we go.
All right.
All right.
Who's next up?
I have a leftover question for Bo from
no.
Afraid Not in the chat. How does Bo the Centaur put on pants?
How
If
does
Bo the
Bo-
Centaur was to wear pants, would he wear them like this or like this?
Bo doesn't wear pants. He's out here free balling it. As
He's got a little
any,
cape, though.
huh?
He's got a little cape though. He doesn't wear any other clothes.
No, I think in the first episode I was wearing suspenders, and the suspenders were just magically attached to the shirt.
They don't suspend shit.
But you got to have a place to put your little like pins, so that
That's
you
what
burn
they're
up flare.
for.
Yeah,
It's just pin holders.
yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, I rolled a 1, and that means Lotus Kamash, nay Lotus Applebottom.
No, my dead name.
It is your turn.
Hi.
Hello, Lotus. All right, I have some questions for you. If chat has any questions or anybody else has any questions, my first question is, do you want to explain the apple bottom thing? I don't think we had time to get into it during the campaign.
I
But
think this was either we talked about it either on after show or on a pre-show or something.
okay.
Lotus is Gregory Applebottom from Candlekeep, Christian's character. That's his uncle. So he's the nephew. He has a brother. His dad, what was his name? Basically, they're all Applebottoms. All these half-orcs are the same family. And Lotus basically changed his last name of his own accord because he didn't want people to check out his ass every time he said his last name. Long and the short of it. Yes, he is well endowed there, but that's why he
Especially
wears
because
the
we
cape.
found you the little mini on Tailspire who's fully assed out
Yeah.
at all times.
That's the idea. But yeah.
All right, Danny, did you have a question too? I know that you had a bunch of questions prepped too.
Yes. Okay. What does happen with Mr. Light and Lotus after? Do you see them being in like a serious relationship, or do you see this being like a fling sort of thing?
Lotus doesn't often find people that suit his fancy like that. He's not. He would be very much into the idea. He's just not sure how far Mr. Light's willing to go with him.
Mr. Light is hard to pin down, but I think if Lotus made a dedicated effort and it would take a considerable amount of time to get it through Mr. Light's head that, oh, this is like a dating thing. I think it could work out. Yeah.
Eugene says that he's writing a Lotus Mr. Light fan fiction, so it doesn't need to be canon because he's going to be on that. So we'll be
it
hitting
will
him
be
up for
canon.
it in the
As
Discord.
soon as you release that, send it to me. It will be canon.
Oh, and ASB has a very important question. So you've got the apple bottom jeans. Do you have the boots with the fur? And is the whole club looking at her? She hit the floor like, oh my God. No.
Please stop.
That's kind of how it goes, right?
Yeah, no, Never heard a better rendition.
Dylan probably can sing it very well.
But
Lotus
does Lotus
shades
have the
of
boots with the
light.
fur?
Lotus's boots were made for summer travel. He has leather boots. There's no fur.
Boo.
Gregory might have boots with the fur. Would have to see. His dad definitely does. I need to remember his dad's name, but we can continue the questions. I just want to
50 Shades of Light.
You like that?
I saw
50 Shades
that.
of Light?
That's pretty good.
My other question is, does Lotus continue down the cleric path? Does he continue down the path of Mephisto after the course of the adventure? Does he spend time at the temple and praying, or is that more just a one level kind of thing for him?
I think he feels like he's gonna need it to find his mother. He's definitely gonna invest a little bit more time and energy into it now that it's not, like we're on the run, we're fighting everything. And now he has a little bit more time to kind of like hang out and talk to Nora and spend some more time with her. He's gonna try and figure out his religious side a little bit more because Mephisto helped him out, and she's a pretty cool god as far as he's concerned. He's willing to try and like see her vision through a little bit more. The tracking was mainly so he could get his brother back. He learned how to be the best tracker in the Feywilds for that. No, don't, Dylan, no.
Beautiful. Well,
to
Mephisto
know.
will always be there to offer you guidance. She's very fond of Lotus, and he's been a good servant to her so far. So she will absolutely be there if he wants her to be.
He's doing his best. He just really needed those 4th level spells before he get into cleric.
He left the boots with the fur behind with his dead name. He used to wear the boots with the fur back when he was an apple bottom, but
my
now
God.
he wears leather boots, no fur included.
It's perfect. Nobody knows.
All right, so I'm going to go to alignment assignments unless anybody else has any questions. That was a sentence.
Yeah, it was.
What is the sentence?
So Lotus entered into this adventure very focused on a singular goal. I brought this up before. His great DM boot camp of just, he was the guy that you walk into a space and go, all right, he's leaving. He's got his own thing to do. He doesn't necessarily feel connection to his group. He's very focused on his own thing. There's actually one thing I loved about the party in general is that they very much had that reality TV kind of, I'm not here to make friends, I'm here to win thing kind of from the very beginning. And then you ended up all expanding and growing and learning so much, because even if he's definitely a little bit similar to Bo in that he's got his own moral compass, the things that he believes, he's willing to work within a system to get him what he wants. And he can be very polite and very, get along with people and have a conversation, but he can also shoot them in the head and steal from them and whatever is necessary for him to accomplish what he believes is right. And he is still a very compassionate and a kind person. It's not maybe overflowing from him the way that it is from Nora, where it's just effusive goodness with every action that she takes. But I think very early on, before Lotus even had any inkling that this small, strange scarecrow boy could be related to him in any way, the children and the people who need assistance, who are lost in the world, are people that Lotus feels a need and a desire to look after. He treats them with kindness. He likes to be there for his friends. He likes to be a pillar of support for the people that he has chosen to let into his own little circle. And he is, in general, I think, a force of kindness and liberation and safety for the world at large, even if he might align himself more with his own goals than what everybody else is doing every once in a while. And for all of those reasons, I am going to assign the alignment of neutral good also to you, Lotus. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's my
Oh,
assignment.
yeah.
Did you have a different point of view?
I was stuck between that or chaotic good, because he was very willing to go along with what Snudgek said at one point. He's just like, fuck it, sure. Sounds like a good time. But yeah, I mean, neutral good.
I think it was for me, you were willing to work along with the system. You didn't cause chaos for chaos's sake. You were willing to have conversations with people. You were willing to break the law, but it's not like you went out of your way to do it.
Fair.
It was more just, I'm going to do what I'm going to do, which to me is that very neutral middle of the road. I don't care if it's lawful or it's chaotic. I have things I need to be doing. That's how
fair.
I usually define neutral good.
I like it. That's good.
Okay. Zach, you want to read a set of timestamps for us?
Honestly, I was about to sign off because I need to wake up really early tomorrow.
What the heck?
How dare you?
Yeah, I'm sorry guys, but I gotta wake up at 5 o'clock to go to work, so I might
At
see.
5 o'clock?
Yeah.
James,
Man, I gotta wake up at 4. And
I
that's
gotta
way
wake up at 5
sooner.
o'clock, and I'm a bitch. So
Hey.
Hey.
Why do we want to do, I don't know if we want to do question and answers real fast, or are you leaving right now?
I was trying to leave as soon as the timestamp started up again.
Okay. Okay, well, why don't you head out? And
Control the
then
cameras.
we'll try to move quickly through the rest of the session because we are drawing up longer than I thought we were going to. Do we feel good speed running?
I mean, I've had a
Speed
good time
run.
so far. I don't mind.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
chilling.
I got to fix all the cameras though.
We do gotta fix
Okay.
the cameras.
I can go again, or Deanna, if you want to.
Oh,
Try
I don't
reading
even have
some of
the.
these.
I can open the timestamps. I don't even have them open. I've been chilling in my
Just been
position.
pleasantly surprised. by which
Episode
one this
20.
Yeah, no,
21
I've been
for you.
pleasantly surprised. What episode is it?
21.
21, all the way near the bottom.
21? Okay.
I have it highlighted.
So
That
20.
highlight is very.
all my gays
Not
say,
great.
hey!
There you go. It worked.
Guess who's back? We're going on a wild gourd chase. The gang breaks a gourd with surprisingly low consequences. Smiley face. Bo is cool. He's like so cool, you guys. Totally cool. Really cool. Definitely. At an hour and 3 minutes, homie worm. Alistair is having a very bad time. Bo continues to be a lot. Goblin only conversation, old man. Fuck off.
What was this?
No.
Someone was trying to come into the goblin conversation. We were like, yeah.
Seems a bit
Friendship,
aggressive.
tried and true like a Subaru. At an hour, 2.5 hours, we got a need for Sneed. That's snail speed. 40. The door demands a dance. This is at the point you guys were trying to get into the Motherhorn at this point, and the door would only open with a successful performance check. And the failed split causes the gang to split.
There we go.
Episode 22, Dave the Duck. Who that is, I'm not sure. We begin with big bird antics. Sasha gets debirded.
When Alistair fucking threw him off.
Bothering Darklings for information at the theater. Bo assumes the Karen Kate yet again. What's our last name? And then crying noises. Does that sound like a crying noise or a sheep? That's how I cry.
You know what? To each their own.
Forward and backwards, the orrery of tragedies. The orrery is mean to Bo. The orrery is nice to Snood. And then very mean to Snood. The orrery continues to be very mean for some time. The gang wants to go big, and Alistair attempts to convince the gang to go home. At 2:51, Alistair makes a choice for the children. End of the episode. The gang gets hype for murder. All right, one of you is left. Okay, it's gonna be. We have 3 episodes after this. We're gonna do Vincent real fast if folks are ready. We're running out of cast members. Everyone is going to
Dropping like
bed.
flies.
Because I told everyone, oh, it'll be about an hour, and then we're like, how does 3 hours sound? Does everybody
Sounds good.
I mean,
All
it's
right.
been fun, honestly. I can't complain.
Vincent, of the 7 siblings, First of his name, as far as he knows.
As far as I know.
I have some questions for you. If anybody else has any questions from the chat or from the party, speak now. This is the time. Our little Harrigan Ranger. All right. My first question is very specific. In Hither, you come downstairs from robbing this lady in Beth Lauren's cottage, and then you just crawl into her lap and you look up at her big rabbit eyes. What was Vincent's thought process? What did he think was going to be the result of this? What was he going for in that moment when crawling into her lap?
Forgot about that.
It was some kind of a distraction type thing that we were going for.
Was
And then we
it?
announced that we robbed her.
Oh,
Yes. I was gonna try and be nice and take her mind off of things while you guys tried to talk her into whatever we needed to do.
by crawling into her lap. You were like, you
Yeah.
know what everybody loves and what will make this check easier?
Yeah.
Lap full of me.
Yeah.
From my mind, I just remember you doing that, and I was like, "Oh, he's offering himself a sacrifice."
It's almost
I
how it
just
went
remember that
down.
was the situation because you were like 2 levels of exhausted. You were dying on your feet.
Yeah. I was like,
I'm gonna lay here, right in the villain's lap.
Safest place. Keep your enemies close, right?
I think I was talking about it like just on Messenger after that. I was like, Vince is gonna die. And I have to control him next episode.
That's right, because you weren't there for the combat episode. That's why you were being risk-taking, maybe. All right, Dambo, did you have a question too?
Yes. All right, let's see. Post carnival, what is Vincent's favorite adventure that he goes on?
Oh, cute.
His favorite adventure would probably be the first time that he gets to take his younger brother out and actually go on like a full-on adventure. We definitely stay out a little bit longer than I told my parents that we were going to go on.
Mhm.
They're definitely going to be scared.
You
But-
come home to your dad at the kitchen table, just like full
Yeah.
cup of coffee.
It would
You're back by
definitely be
dinner.
spending time with my younger brother.
That's absolutely lovely.
That's sweet.
Aww.
I had a question.
Ooh.
Is everyone in your family small sized, or is it just you?
I believe most of them are. I think my father would probably be medium sized, but most everybody is under that.
Okay, gotcha.
They're all. They fit on a shelf nicely, apparently.
Well, they were shrunk down to be on the shelf.
Like some of
Everybody-
them didn't need to be shrunk down.
They were like this size of plushie. They're just little guys. That's adorable. That's wonderful.
Because like I know what Harrigan looked like, and then I think of Vincent, and I just think of an actual rabbit, just like.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I did think of an actual rabbit wearing a little vest and an eye patch most of the time when I was thinking about this.
Like it's I mean, the mini didn't.
There
help.
was no humanoid figure at all. It was just a straight up rabbit.
Yeah, just walking around.
Just hopping
When you
around.
when you first described the character to me, I was like, oh, it's just a bunny.
It's just a bunny with one eye. A
I took you
knife.
for Snuggles.
All right. We're ready for alignment assignment, or do people have other questions? Oh my god, everybody's crying. What's going on?
Why are you
Dylan.
sad?
I
Why
told
is everybody so sad?
I told them I wouldn't be able to
Making
play
him
Iron
sad.
Valor anymore.
Oh, yeah, because of your
Oh.
new job, right?
So did it go through? You got the job?
I do have the job. Yeah.
Are you
well,
still gonna be able to do
congratulations.
the next one, or?
No, I don't think I'm gonna be in the next one either.
Oh,
Aw.
shit.
It's in
Miss
2
you,
weeks.
Dylan.
Yeah, I might be doing some one shots in the one after that though. The mystery surprise.
The mystery surprise is definitely not at all science fiction for ASB.
Definitely not.
All right. Alignment assignment. We talked a little bit about it earlier, that Vincent came into this campaign definitely with a specific goal in mind. That a lot of what he did was to prove to himself, maybe not even to other people, just to himself, that with his training and all of his hard work, that he could be a hero, that he had merit, that he had competence, so that he could, he was capable of measuring up to these heroes of his youth, even if on some level he didn't quite believe it. And a lot of what he did was in pursuit of that idea of searching for competence, right? Where he was, like a lot of the other characters started out, not maliciously selfish, but focused on himself and his goals and what he was thinking about and what he wanted. But at the same time, there were kind of two things going at once. First is that he spent a lot of time with Snudgach, making quite good friends, both with Snudgach and with Snechli, who are now both
great influence
in arms in terms of crime and inventiveness and creativity and chaos. You stole from an old blind man who offered you food, shelter, and safety. And you also, I believe that you were one of the original set of people who decided to steal from Bev Lorna, where you decided that the best course of action was act completely outside the box, outside of the law, acting in ways that would upset and confuse other people in order to achieve your own ends.
I'm the reason Jeffrey has knives for hands.
Exactly. You act in very strong, bizarre patterns. Oftentimes your decisions are hard to track or hard to guess beforehand. Like, I was very surprised when you pulled out the ladder to get to the top of things, when you pulled out the cush, when you gave Jeffrey swords for hands, where you just act completely off the wall. At the same time, the heroes that you've been wanting to measure up with are those who saved you when you were very young, who acted in such a way that you were able to be free. And you, even when you were focused on the mission of proving your competence, right? You still wanted to be a figure for people so that they would never have to be in that situation. They would never have to be trapped. They would never have to be scared. So from the very beginning, you wanted to help people. You wanted to save people and be a liberator and a savior. And as time went on, and as you grew more comfortable with yourself and felt less of a need to be, big hero, prove himself, big, strong, don't doubt me, bah! You were able to focus more on your friends who you cared about, or these gangs of children, or Slechny and what she had going on, or your younger brother and his desire to be just like you and to measure up just like you always wanted to. And for these reasons of having this compassion and wanting to help people and wanting to save people from the things that you felt yourself, while still being totally willing to do absolutely insane things, I am going to assign you the alignment chaotic good. Does anybody disagree? How do we feel about it?
I don't think he was an evil person. I mean, chaotic good though. I mean, yeah, I can see it. He did very wild things with Snudgach all the time, like robbing an old man who was blind.
Yes.
But he thought it was in good
He
fun.
never saw it.
He didn't see it
I'm pretty sure you hid in his
everything.
fridge, and then he
I
came
did hide
looking
in
for a
his fridge.
sandwich, and you handed it to him.
Yes.
It was like a cartoon.
He's like, "Where'd I put
Welcome,
my sandwich at?"
Raiders.
And you're like, and he was like, "Oh, thanks."
Phoenixy, Waukee.
Thank you for
Oh, it's Phoenix
welcome,
and Rocky.
Raiders.
Hello. Hi.
Heyo.
Hey.
We are doing a little retrospective of our Wild Beyond the Witchlight campaign. You're catching us on the tail end. We're doing our last couple of highlights of our timestamps from, I think, the last 3 episodes. If Max, you want to do those ones, and then I think
sure.
Alistair is our last person in the hot seat afterwards.
Let's do it. So the
Let's
timestamps for those of you that just got here, these are what we wrote down personally while we were doing our episodes to try and help with editing purposes. But it all just ends up being mysteries and memes by the end of the day because we don't know what we wrote down. It's wild. For instance, the unofficial title of episode 23 is Operation Tactical Whale. So we'll just take it from here. First one, let's take drugs, team. All the drugs.
Fuck yeah.
20 minutes, we in the witch belly. Bavlorna is good actually for now at this moment. All caps, fuck, we lost Snud. All caps, shit, we lost Lotus and he's a dinosaur. The dinosaur bit me and it really hurt. Bo comes through with the heal. Alistair comes through with the tiny sun. We killed her. And that was one of the most stressful episodes we had.
Yeah, it makes it feel like it wasn't a 4-hour battle for your life when you put it on.
Look, you know, sometimes combat just is combat. We just gotta let it go.
I gotta say, I love that moment. Favorite part of that episode is when you come back for a moment. I don't know if it's for a moment or when you come back and you see Nora like unconscious on the floor. It's like, oh, my guide to my goddess, to this person who I trust intrinsically and am guided to be religiously following. I smashed her with my big dinosaur jaws and now she's unconscious on the ground.
My teeth marks. I can taste her blood.
Yeah.
Cool.
The goddess of peace and beauty will love this.
Yeah. I was like, but it's okay. We moved on from that. Nobody ever questioned me about why I so greedily devoured everybody. We just didn't talk about it. Episode 24, fix it now. Oh wait, no, that was that one. Sorry. Episode 25, Breaking Dawn.
No, you did
No.
not do 24.
Wait, they
It
both
just
say
has the
let's take
same
some
first
drugs
one.
team at the start.
I don't know what was going on with these last 3 episodes. but
We're
they were
taking a
very
lot of
drug-oriented.
drugs.
I think that might have been a placeholder, but it's okay. Don't worry about that. Episode 24, fix it now. Bav, I can help with that. Smile. Lotus, you bitch. Angry face. Her head was huge. It was the moon. Lotus and Nora reach Methista's divine voicemail. Half the gang decides to simply destroy the problem. Snud moves a body. Smile. Hour and 5 minutes. Vincent is naked. Lost all of his hair.
From unicorn tears.
From you. Nora has an epiphany and no one is chill about it. Damn. Episode 25, the final episode, Breaking Dawn. Learning
You
about
would say the dawn's breaking one time and all your players go, oh, like Twilight? For like weeks afterward.
It was exactly like Twilight.
Exactly like Twilight.
you know.
There's a dragon with scales and they glue in the sun and shit. It's crazy.
It's true.
Whoa.
Whoa.
The first time stamp is learning about drugs and sex apparently. And those are the words, drugs and sex apparently. 1 hour. I'm not looking for corn dogs. I'm looking for the Subaru. 1 hour and 6 minutes. The gang cannot identify a Subaru nor a dolphin. This is gonna sound so weird to anybody that didn't watch this episode.
I want to, for all of you who are just joining us from raids, there is context to all of this. And here's my Chekhov's promise about this campaign. If you hear a Subaru mentioned in episode 4, it will manifest by episode 25.
Yeah, it did. We're not wrong. Sad Dragon, not to be confused with Bad Dragon, has a come to Jesus moment with the gang plus Bavlorna.
If it was Bad Dragon, he would have had to come to the no. Okay.
He would have came with Jesus.
Whoa.
Anyway,
Okay.
continue.
Anyways.
Gotta watch that taste out of my mouth. All right. The gang does a destruction, but for good this time. Smiley face. Zabs is up. Time for wishes. This one is titled Cradlefall is the cutest and I love him. And then we've got Jeffrey has said exactly one word and I love him as well. And then Zabs inspects the future Krubaru. And the gang rides off into the sunrise in said Krubaru Grease style B. No, sunglasses. Sorry, greased out. Words are hard.
My
And that's all
original
of them.
plan was to have the crow could have Angel come down and pick up the car, so it would be flying away. So it'd be exactly like the end of Grease, but it was a little bit complicated to have the car just fly away at the end of the campaign.
Oh, it flew. I thought we drove down the mountain.
You did drive down the mountain. I was gonna have Angel pick it up, so it would be
Oh,
flying.
okay.
But yeah. It was too confusing, and you guys needed to have a good cush for your
I'm
epilogues.
glad she didn't though,
True.
because we needed to drive it.
Well,
Drive it
what
off
did,
the
what did my
side.
boy pull out? He pulled like the like endless pipe of good kush or something. Like,
Yeah.
He got from his robe. Yeah.
Good kush.
Yeah, what
finale.
items from your robe of useful things didn't you use? Do you remember any of them? You had a portal hole.
Let me see.
we use that.
They use that. They
On the
tried to
T-Rex.
contain me.
Oh,
Hold
that's
on.
right.
What is still in these robes? There's a potion of healing. I have a whole horse.
Yeah, the whole horse never came out.
No, we need to give that to Bo. Here,
Have this pocket.
I don't know. It's
He know how to take
it
care
looks
of
kind of like you.
Here,
You can have
Bo.
this.
Do all centaurs look like horses?
You should give it to Daya. She loves
Yeah,
horses.
she loves horses.
She
Love
does love
True.
horses. She has like 80
Um,
snails in one horse.
I had a tiny toy unicorn made out of wood with a bright rainbow mane.
Okay.
I had a pouch of seeds that smelled like lavender, fresh cut grass, and linens, or like linen hung out to dry, and it makes you feel very nostalgic for some reason.
Okay.
And then
So
I
wild.
gave Snud the whistle, so they could annoy all the Fae within like probably like a 50-foot radius.
Perfect.
And I gave Nora the scroll of warding bond, which they will probably eventually use.
True. I definitely imagine all of you guys continuing to go on adventures together into the future.
There was
maybe
another one,
some-
but I gave that to my brother. It was a stuffed animal.
Yeah. He's got that and a short sword, and he's ready to
The sword.
fucking go. It counts as a +1 shield for him, just because of the power of his faith. He's probably-
Cute.
All right, Alistair, it's your turn. I don't know why I wanted to curse so bad there,
Oh, yeah,
but it's your
your
turn in the
turn.
hot spot.
Here I am.
If anybody has any questions for him, whether in the chat, in the party, or from me, speak now.
Ahem.
Oh, that was fast.
Now that Alistair is no longer employed by the carnival and no longer a clown, does he still wear his clown suit? If not, what is his new fashion sense?
I like to
Make it
stress
all
he stopped wearing the hat on like episode 2. Episode 2,
Okay.
he's like, the hat's done with. I've had enough of it. as soon as he stepped through that portal, he's like, wait, I ain't gotta do this no more. As far since the style, it's weird though, right? Because he's like 18 different races.
But does he start wearing like Crocs? He's a dad now, so
He's
like,
a dad now, so
Is
he
he
should.
doing Birks and socks?
He should. I mean, but he's a satyr dad.
You got a fanny pack?
I'm going to
He's
hang
a
out with all.
satyr
Yeah, I'm
dad?
going to hang out with all the satyrs in Satyrland.
Oh, so no pants.
Yeah, so probably like no pants.
how about a fanny pack?
you really want to look like a dad, huh? You really want-
No pants, but a fanny pack.
I think he's like a cool dad. He's got one of those Live Strong bracelets and a
thanks.
little fanny pack, and like one of those T-shirts with a V is like a little bit too low, and you're like, Dad.
I don't
got
think
that
Cradle
look.
Fall thinks he's a cool dad.
What?
No, all his kids think he's cool.
Cradle is
Yeah.
legit like always like dad, like
Yeah.
Listen,
No, Cradlefall, I guess you just time warped him into adolescence, so you're gonna be having a time.
he's gonna be throwing fits, big old dragon fits.
You're not even my real dad.
Dad, everyone's staring at you. Your shirt is too low cut. Stop.
Don't make
button
me
it
take
up.
off this croc. Don't make me take off.
Satyr croc.
John
Yeah,
Claude.
Satyr
Yeah.
croc. So, Dylan, have you adopted any more kids after this adventure?
Did I get any more children?
Like, what have you been doing? Like, have you been going around doing what you adventuring, or
after he gets done partying, because I imagine there's going to be a time where partying stops. I could definitely see him adopting like every single child that he runs across as like they're like I'm like just like a starting up like a mini orphanage of children. And then training them all for combat. And then
What?
I like to think so. This combination of your mini orphanage and I think Snowjack also says they take in the lost children is that occasionally an orphan will disappear from your orphanage, and you'll just be like, "Hey," and they're like, "Yeah."
yeah.
Hang up on you.
that's my kid. Not anymore.
That's who.
Did you take Gene? Did you take
It's like
You guys are
"Gene,
just
we
over there
take you?"
trading kids.
I like to think there's like a mini war between us, and like you just hear Gene screaming in the background. No, we're coming, Gene. We're coming.
You want Gene back? Bring the money.
Bring the churros, extra
Bring the
filling. I have to ride Cradlefall into combat.
I do wanna
fall to
say-
the carnival.
I do want to say I think Stuttgart has a distinct advantage because of two things. We already know that the car does not like Alistair because when it was a dolphin, Alistair tried to eat it on multiple occasions.
For some reason.
Additionally, one of the many hidden exits and entrances to the kingdom is in the Subaru. So there is a tactical advantage for the goblins in this war. But you also have an army of loyal orphans
And a dragon.
and a dragon.
Dragon v Subaru. That's like they're riding the Subaru into battle, and I'm riding a dragon into battle.
Definitely one-shot potential. Goblin gang versus loyal orphans.
Yeah, but we like put armor on this Subaru. Okay, so
Yeah.
I
have a-
Some
go
armored
adopt the
Subaru.
Kids Next Door. I might go adopt all
no.
the Kids Next Door, man.
oh man,
William was like,
like a fight against Sleckney.
I
Sleckney's our friend.
thought she was.
Yeah.
In her life.
it means you've
She's
got
on
little
my team
Bombi. He's got like little treats for you guys. He makes little pies. He makes you some tea. You're always well stocked in the
We
larder.
want that one. We're stealing that one.
What if the war was like at the Kids Next Door like hideout place, and it just looks like the witch is back, but it's just us, and I have like Jeffrey as the robot adopting children still.
Adopting children forcefully with knives is not the same thing as adoption.
He's just going around adopting children still. Like, is the witch back? No.
I think you might be confused between adoption and abduction. They're very close.
No, it's
You love me now, don't you? No. I'm bleeding.
Hit him with a couple spells.
Friends, I cast friends.
I guess friends, calm emotions.
Oh my god,
know.
ASB wants to know if a Fey dad with chanclas has fonclas. Are we agreeing with this?
Bonklas.
Fonclas.
That's actually pretty good.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Does anyone have more questions for Alistair? Because I think he has the most complicated alignment assignment of anybody.
Did you ask me a question?
I did ask you a question. I asked you the first question, didn't I? Did I not?
Which
I think Danny
was
did.
I think we did.
Oh
did
no,
it.
I haven't asked you anything. You're
Yeah, I
right.
think so.
One of my questions was, does Alistair keep picking up more children? Which James
Hey,
already asked.
There it is. Yes.
My question for you is, at the beginning of the campaign, when you said, "Hey, I think this is how our tech conversation went. This is an abridged version of, hey, I think I want to be a warlock of like a bad guy," and I was like, "Okay, cool. Her name is Endelyn. This is
Yeah.
what she's like." Did you think at the beginning of the campaign, when you were starting out and like working your way through Hither, did you think that you were going to be splitting with Endelyn by the end, or where did you think you were going to go?
I didn't know she was gonna give me like more things to fuck with the party. I was kind of just waiting and assuming that she'd just reach out, and I was like, she's gonna come and she's gonna be like, I need you to do this for the party. At the beginning, it probably would have happened, but like at like the halfway point, I feel like if she would have been like, I'm gonna need you to kill the rabbit, I probably would have been like, I probably ain't gonna do that, you know? Like,
Okay.
but if she would have like reached out like episode 6, especially after the rabbits mugged me, the rabbits from Boston, she was like, kill that other rabbit. I would have been like, can be done. Can be done.
But then he got
Very
booted
well.
out a window and you grew attached to him forever.
Yeah. I was like, that's my rabbit. And then the Harry Monster was like, give me the rabbit. I'm like, that's my rabbit. I'm like,
I claim that rabbit.
he's part of this gang.
Right.
Some of my siblings have gone missing because you just abducted them from my family.
Yeah, for the orphanage.
I know you still have living parents, but come on. Okay.
You'll
It's
be
alignment
okay.
time.
I'm
I want to
interested in this
say
one.
to start us out, the only alignment that I did not consider was lawful good. So I believe that Alistair began the campaign as, I want to say, neutral evil, like that left edge of neutral evil where it's bumping into lawful just a little bit. Because he had kind of committed himself to living his life the way that his family had, as a servant of a distinctly evil, a distinctly lawful evil patron. And it's not that he loved it, but it's not like he saw any other choice either. And it's not like he acted against it. He was consistently and vocally uncaring and uninterested in the people around him. He did not want to make friends. He did not particularly care about others' well-being or happiness. He was just trying to survive day to day. And from things that Dylan said to me and things that became apparent over the course of the campaign, what he was really struggling with at that point was this idea of there was no point in caring about anything, and there was no point in trying to be good because everything was predetermined anyway. Everything was in the hands of Endlin, so you might as well do what she tells you to do. We begin to see a turning point after you guys get mugged, after the Harrington and everything. I think the first turning point is when you stay up late in that Harrington camp talking to Bo about how fucking everything is pointless. You see the strings coming out of his little centaur shoulders and you say, there is no point to everything. You actually start pouring your heart out, maybe for the first time, to another person about how there is no point to everything and everything is predetermined. And the very next day, two things happen. You do not kill a witch. Instead, you make a contract. To minor benefit to yourself, but to major benefit to the community around you. You prevent her from making deals with anyone so that they can live their lives freely, but you don't murder her either. You make a choice that is the best for your group and the best for the community around you. And downstairs, you find a lily pad that floats over a pond, and you put a mood ring onto one of his little tendrils, and he loves you. There is now a being in your life who cares about you and who you can care about. And you find, hey, that's your rabbit. That's your goblin. That's your centaur. These are your friends, and you find yourself starting to be able to care about things and starting to be able to believe that maybe you can make your own choices, and maybe those choices, the choices that you actually want to make, are about the people around you. Still, Alistair is not a nice person. He's not a kind person. He enjoys stealing and robbing and ridiculing and doing ridiculous things, forcing Burger Archfey employees to make him mounds of fries, and being quite rude to many people. But he still, at the end of the day, does genuinely care about people and want them to be happy. Which is why I find myself very torn between two possible positions for Alistair. And it really is your final choices that make the world of difference for me and where I'm going to place you. The choice that you make in speaking to your brother, speaking to Kiros, and forgiving him and offering him an olive branch and welcoming to come party. And the choice that you make for your children, that you don't need a wish. This isn't about you. This is about your kids. And the fact that you are willing to give up your son, your cradle fall, so that he can live the life that he wants to, even though he wants to be with you in the end, means that I am going to alignment assign you as chaotic good. You did a full diagonal across the board, brother. You hopped. Yours, I think, is the most complicated, but that's where I come down on it. Does anybody disagree?
I was wondering too. I was like, this is gonna be a hard one. I was all over the place.
Yeah. I don't think he's chaotic nice, but I do think he's chaotic good.
He's chaotic rude.
Chaotic rude as hell.
Which means by the end of the campaign, we didn't have a single evil party member, and I think there was a decent amount of evil in the beginning.
Gek was a bad influence on me.
Yeah.
She's like, let's go terrorize these burger workers, and I was like, hell yeah. I was like, yeah.
Sounds great.
How can you say no?
Hop on my son, let's ride.
What a statement.
Well, we got a lot of free burgers and fries out of it.
We
to be
did.
fair, we fed the whole tavern.
I'm trying to find this comment here. Okay. Cuz Daisy says that Alistair is like the Pied Piper and afraid not responds that he's a mix between the Pied Piper and Bad Santa.
Bad Santa.
Yeah, how do you feel about that?
Dude,
Bad Russian Santa.
my knowledge even fails me. I have to Google who the Pied Piper is.
The Pied Piper is that guy in Hamlin who's like people pay him to get rid of all the rats in their city, and he does, and they're like, okay, cool, thank you, we're not going to pay you though. And he's like, okay, bet, I'm taking all of your children. He plays a little pipe and he takes all the children. And they never return. I think it fits pretty well.
I would definitely do that, yeah. For sure. I'm like talking to them,
pay me?
and they're like, I'm like, oh, sorry, you're not gonna pay me for this service? That's fine. That's cool. And they all just wake up, and all of their children have been adopted by Jeffrey.
Oh my god.
Adopt.
Rats also follow him around everywhere, so
He said
there
rats.
you go. Just all creatures.
He's got an army of rats.
The most chaotic Snow White of all time, just followed by very strange creatures.
I could definitely see it.
Okay. So that's all that I had prepared. Does anybody have final thoughts, feelings, questions, concerns about Wilds Beyond the Witchlight before we say goodbye?
Go out and play this game. It's really
Yeah.
good.
It's a really good
Absolutely.
module. I wish we had more time to like mess with and explore.
5 out of 5.
There's
Eugene
a lot
wants
of
to know
stuff.
if life is better for the children being adopted by Jeffrey or being conscripted by Snud's army. What do y'all think?
I think it's
Non-third party
about
individuals.
The same.
The
Very
same.
different lifestyles, I feel like.
They're very different lifestyles.
I feel like the quality of life is, I don't know, because one, you're either like one of a many like little rat army of stealers who all probably
Like,
get daggers at some point.
Where's
the other one, you're
Alistair
trained
storing
for
all these
combat.
children?
In an orphanage.
Snudgak has
Snudgak has a
with a
kingdom.
castle, but it is also a castle of Snudgak's design, so we don't know how habitable it is.
Oh no.
It has
that's
lots
true.
of stuff. It's
Corn
mostly like
dogs.
candy and carnival food and everything you could ever want in life.
You
And
can
then-
eat the buildings.
Yes, and everything they steal, they just bring back to the palace if they're not giving it away. So it's just it's like a hoarding palace. It's amazing.
They grow corn dogs, just like
Yeah.
corn, but it's just corn dogs coming out.
They're corn dog flowers.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in Alistair's School for Gifted Youngsters, they have a little sign-up sheet. It's like, are you 12? You ready for the pixie dust? If you're 14, you can move on to the good stuff.
I feel like I'm just the guy from Stranger Things who adopted all the children, but instead of giving him the guy everybody hated who died. Well, I'm not gonna. Well,
Popper.
No.
You're talking about Papa, or
Papa,
not Papa,
yeah,
but
Papa.
Oh, Papa.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
not good.
I'm just, yeah, I know. I was like, it's definitely
just
not good.
experimenting on children.
I'm stealing all these childrens and making them into my little soldiers. Call me Papa. The only difference is I gave
Oh.
them names instead of numbers.
Oh my god.
No.
This is
Samantha, get in there.
Yeah, Samantha, take him out.
Where is the orbit? Because Snudgak's kingdom exists outside of time and space in a pocket dimension. Are you in the Feywild? Are you in the material plane? Are you in the carnival? What is your plan?
The plan for the orphanage grounds.
Yeah,
I guess
like
it
what
depends on how many
pool of children are you taking from here?
Depending on how many children I get, and depending on if I team up with Kids Next Lore, we might just take over all of Hither.
You know, where the kids were being forced to work in a sweatshop, now you're just building a child army.
Never again will they be forced to do a sweatshop work. Never.
Now instead you're grinding this axe and getting ready to
Is
die.
it
Never
there
do
where
construction.
Bavlorna is?
Hither was where Bavlorna was, but
yep.
Hither is the other one. But they have extremely similar names. So it's
Thither,
Oh, yeah,
right?
thither.
Thither.
I will say, if any of you guys want to come back on some anniversary to do the epic beatdown of Snudgak's forces versus Alistair's forces of
It's
strange,
Alistair's army. We have alliteration.
Alistair's army, Snudgak's sneaks.
Snudgak. No.
Snails.
I mean, initially we were the gay
Snails.
gobs, but I guess
Gay gobs.
you're like the happy goblin.
The gay gobs.
Looks like I'm on that team.
Alistair's army versus the gay gobs.
ASB would like to bring their last comment home. My little witchlight Subarus are magic. Very
Pretty
cute.
good.
That's
Knows how
very
to sing that
cute.
song. My little witchlight, my little witchlight.
Always be in my heart. Perfect. All right. Well,
I don't know
let-
whose side I would take during that. I don't. I don't know how I would fight.
we could do it a three-way battle where we've got a bunch of little pious milk-drinking children in togas coming from the temple, but that might get complicated.
Why would we be involved in this fight?
Oh, no.
Why would I take my fresh initiates to battle for this?
This would be really funny. Okay, anyway. Do we have any other final thoughts? Anything we want to make sure is on the record before we are legally never allowed to speak of this game again?
Legally.
Legally.
That's not true. That's not true.
I think we're
I
good.
mean-
I think that was a good way to end it off.
Yay. It makes me very happy to imagine the people in the party still being in each other's lives, going on to live their dreams and pursue their own adventures, but still pop in to cause each other trouble or to help each other with their missions or their misadventures from time to time. The story of Prismere itself still continues. Zabilna and her sister Bavlorna are rebuilding their relationship tentatively. You know that there are some issues with the orrery into the future about who exactly gets control over the orrery and what do we do with it. There is still plenty of story to be found within that world, even if for now we will be saying goodbye. And now we have something that we have to say hello to. Dylan, do you happen to have the next show that is going to be coming up in this time slot? I believe it's going to be 7 Central. Is that right?
Yeah, I got the trailer for Origins.
Yeah, it's going to be Aurora Origins, DM'd by our very own delightful Daniel Hodges. I believe Max and James are in that game, correct? Yeah, as is Raina. And you will see Brandon, who was the DM of Candlekeep. If you haven't seen the other Iron
CJ's
Valor,
in that one too, right?
CJ is in
It
it.
is in it.
it was also in Candlekeep. Definitely check out our backlog, check out our podcast to get caught up on everything we've done on IV so far before we go into this next chapter, which is kind of like a little prequel to our Homebrew Monday night game that I will be talking about after we watch this. Go ahead,
Do
put a Kratos in your arms.
I need to do thank yous or are we doing this first?
Well, let's do this first because I have to do the closing announcements.
Got you.
But I thought this would be fun to show.
All right, here we go. I think this is the right all start the same, right? You don't know until it's too late. I never hear the music because I have it muted. Oh yeah, they can still hear it.
It was
Fernandez.
Daniel. We told him that he did.
Back.
Are we back?
Let's go.
Okay, I'm so sorry. You've caught us in a very goofy mood because we are essentially in the after party of our show now. We want to thank all of you so much for joining us, both for the campaign at large and for this evening. We've had an absolutely tremendous time. Yes, it is like the director's commentary. Thank you. We've had an absolutely tremendous time sharing this story and this adventure and this evening with you guys. I've got a couple of final announcements and some thank yous. I'm probably going to give a real sappy little thank you before I toss it over to Dylan, but that's who I am as a person. I'm a Cancer Sun and Cancer Moon. It's not my fault. So Dylan is going to be thanking you guys on an individual level for all the new followers and subs and all that stuff. Thank you so much. If you enjoy what we do, you can follow our cast on social media. If you want to follow us on official channels, you can do Command Socials, follow Ink and Liar. Otherwise, you can follow me, Max, James, Danny, Dylan, and also Raina and Zach, even though they had to leave a little bit early this evening, using Command Ironcast just to see what we are up to. If you enjoy our show, our after shows, our Monday night shows, anything we do here, please consider supporting us with a follow or with a sub. You can use your free Twitch Prime sub if you like. It takes a decent amount of work to bring you the amount of shows that we do every week. And the best possible way to show your support is with a follow or with a sub. It shows that you like what we do, and we really appreciate you all for joining us. If you want to get caught up on all of our Iron Valors before we go into the next one, we have Aurora coming up, as you just saw. And then after, we have Super Secret, haven't announced yet, but a lot of us might be involved in it. I don't know. But if you want to get caught up on Iron Valor before then, you can catch up on all of our shows on our YouTube, as well as our after shows that, as Max mentioned, he does a huge amount of editing and work for. So make sure to follow us on YouTube. That'll come up with Command YouTube. You can join us other times during the week, every Monday night at 7:30 Central Standard Time. We do Fate's End, which is a homebrew Dungeons & Dragons campaign set in Aurora. So our next little Iron Valor here is going to be a prequel to the world that we are in now in Fate's End. I am in that game, Danny's in that game, Raina is in that game. We are currently in the Death's Door, a canyon full of fiends, facing one of the Seven of Severance, a harbinger of the apocalypse. I believe this is the corrupted Morrow, who is a being of pure divination, who is in some way going to destroy our lives. So we're tunneling through the end game at this point, facing these final harbingers of the apocalypse, having a great time. Join us. Danny just went unconscious, or Danny's character, sorry, went unconscious last episode and lost a full level. So we're killing it. We're killing it. My character got on a Necronomicon to trade her soul to save it. It's all going to be great. Definitely come join us on Monday nights. Otherwise, you can follow us on our social medias with Command Socials, especially on Twitter is a lot where we announce when we do stuff like our short rests. After this, Danny and I are going to go record another episode of Necopower Catboy's Paradise. Danny and I show up a lot doing dating sims on short rest. So if extremely strange, silly, ridiculous dating simulator Let's Plays are your kind of thing, you can watch me and Danny do that. Otherwise, people sometimes play Elden Ring. I think Lauren and Daniel are going to be playing something later this week. If you want updates on those one-off and casual streams, definitely follow us on social media and you will get updates on when we are doing those. All right. Okay, so I'm not going to do a whole monologue because I kind of did it to everybody already last time when I said goodbye to the players, but I'm a very new DM. I've only really done 1-shots and 2-shots in the past, and I am so fortunate to have gotten a chance to do my very first campaign, start to finish, with you guys, the Blood Gods, being so supportive and lovely, and this particular table of people who were so fucking down for it. They were like, here's my character. Yeah, I'm going to make character decisions. Yeah, I'm going to play with that plot hook. Yes, I'm going to take that bullywug head and put it on this scarecrow. They were in the world. They were having fun. They were engaging with things. And it made my job so easy. I have had an absolutely wonderful time in this campaign, and I cannot thank everyone involved enough for giving me this experience. So I'm very grateful. And thank you very much. Dylan, it's your turn to say thank you to people. I'll be back.
Oh my god.
I'm unmuted now, though. Let's go. Back from the top again. Right. Wait. No, I got fun. McBluff coming back with a resubscription for 19 months. Let's go. And then we got the Hydrate Brothers coming in. Distills Place and Lotskis. Thank you. We had Coaching Society with the follow. Thank you. Dungeon Scrawlers coming in with a rate of 100. Thank you all for joining us today. SG Magner with the follow. Thank you. Intelligent Gentleman with the follow. Thank you. Don Jazz TV with the follow. Thank you. A gifted sub to ASB from McBluff so they could cry in chat. Thank you. Phoenix Iwaki with the raid of 31. Thank you. 491 Phantom with the follow. Thank you. Cuz Daisy with the follow. Thank you. Sylvanas 5423 with the follow. Thank you. And that is gonna be it for this episode. And like I said, I will not be in Iron Valors anymore, but I will miss you all. And I might do some Let's Plays on the side channel things that we do. I might hop in and do Let's Plays. And I might be coming in on some one-shots, but I won't be here fully. And that's okay. But I will see you all next time, and we'll get
We're
out.
happy for your job, but we'll miss you playing with us.
Yeah.
So happy and sad.
Yeah, it's all good, though. We got a raid coming, though. So stick around, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
We love you.
Oh yeah, that's good for you. That's good. Probably. I am probably, yeah. Y'all listen to me in my conversations. Y'all gotta stop this, man. All right.